What's going on, everybody? Just want to say that I was not anticipating going live tonight. I was so much happier and it was a lot less stress just bouncing around in other chats and other panels and streams and stuff. But I did come across one where someone is in need of help. Don't know exactly what kind of help can be given. It's still like a learning process, but it's someone who's facing a very difficult time. My personal opinion, good guy, honest, straightforward, just facing a really difficult situation that I'm not sure all the nuances of, and I'm just trying to catch up, and I'm running like 3,000 steps behind because I'm old, fat, and slow. So the person that I'm referring to, maybe some of you know him, maybe some of you don't. I really don't know. But to me, he seems like a very stand-up guy, very honest and straightforward. Basically just a good guy around the YouTube streets, just facing a difficult time. So welcome, brother. And you're muted. Actually, I'll give him some credit because he was in the middle of the stream when I found him, and I'm not sure if he's got it completely shut down or not, but he's in the process. He was in the process.
Here we are, my friends.
What the fuck? Oh my god! Okay. Tabs all over the place. Holy shit! Trying to get some of my tabs closed. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
So now I just got a little bit of what's going on with you. You're in your parents' house, correct?
It was actually my dad died 10 years ago or so it was my mother's house.
Okay, but it was a parent's house.
Yeah.
Okay. And they passed away. They had a reverse mortgage.
And my mom took a couple years to die, so I had to live here and take care of her for a while. But I lived here on and off from the time that they bought the house, because I moved up here originally, and my dad wanted to be with me and stuff, so he sort of built the house to accommodate me and living up here and stuff. And he had like some major medical issues that cost a lot of money out of pocket, like he had to have his aorta replaced and all that, so he had to end up getting a reverse mortgage eventually because he liked to eat and he was a big man and spent a lot of money and stuff. So and I myself
am a very large individual, and I like to eat too, because if I don't eat, I'll turn into like a fucking toothpick. And you can't beat a fat kid if you're like a fucking toothpick. But I did notice at least one of the people that was in your chat a few minutes ago in chat. So I posted the link. I don't know if they had any desire to come up while you were live, but I know I did. So I've got the link there now. If they would care to come up, they're more than welcome. I'll go ahead and pin that link in case anybody comes in later. You never know who's going to show up here. You never know. I never know what the hell this is going to turn into. Anytime I start a panel, I just assume it's going to be a complete, utter shit show. I never have any real high expectations. The only one thing that I hopefully gets across is I don't get porn bombed, because porn bombs are going to do nothing but hurt me, and I don't go out to hurt anybody. But it seems there are some, and yeah, that's where it is. But I don't know. I don't know everybody's background. I'm sure there are some people out there that have had encounters with different laws and how they vary from state to state, and maybe somebody would be familiar with certain laws that would apply to your situation in your state and have some experience with them. And all I'm trying to do is help, brother. That's it. I'm not trying to hurt. I'm not trying to shame. You just got yourself.
Pretty much you need a lawyer to like deal with anything. And that's the whole thing. It's like, and it's not like I have any entitlement or anything like that. It's like people have actually let me stay here longer than they actually had to, legally speaking or whatever. But my sister started to delay things a little bit, but I was put in jail for 51 days over some nonsense that ended up costing me, like I got burglarized, a bunch of stuff stolen. And
real quick, how you doing, Dino?
Hey, I'm all right. I kind of in a similar situation as what I've heard so far about him. I'm kind of in the same kind of boat. But
Can
I
I
just wanted,
Did
I
you
just wanted
come?
to lend him some.
Did you come from Vern?
No, I live in Kentucky.
But I'm sorry. I was just curious how you found this stream.
I've seen you on other streams like Drama Dome and stuff, and okay. I just usually come in and listen. I don't usually get on panel.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you in chat. That's why I was kind of hesitant. I apologize for that.
That's not. I totally understand, man. That's how it is on this kind of stuff. But I'm kind of a little bit different situation. I moved into my mom and dad's house to help them, and sold my house. And then my dad passed away, and my mom has dementia, and I was taking care of her. But where it differs from Vern's problem is I'm the one that got sick. I got an infection in my leg and ended up getting my leg amputated below the knee. And my mom had to go live with my sister in another city, and they're going to sell her house, which leaves me homeless basically once I recuperate. So I understand from what I've heard of your situation so far, I understand what you're going through somewhat.
And basically housing has really gotten screwy as of late. With all this pandemic stuff going on, people have been losing their jobs. And when it first started, I don't know if it has actually ended or if it's still in effect, but at the time, or when it first came out, it was considered illegal to evict anybody because of it.
Right.
But now we still got it going on, and now they're starting evictions. It's like, what the hell? I know mortgage companies were offering, we'll cover your mortgage for 3 months or whatever it was, and then once you got back to work or started getting your income back, then you had to pay all of it. Well, why not take whatever you take off those at that immediate time and put it on the back end of it?
Right.
That would be more helpful than just withholding those payments. And then, once you get back to work, now you owe 4 months worth of mortgage payments. That don't help nobody.
Nope. No, it does not. It can make you further in the hole because now you owe this large amount of money, and you can still end up losing your home because you can't pay that.
Exactly. So it didn't really benefit anybody. But at that time, I myself had a roommate that was paying a monthly rent. And I was told, well, you can't evict me because of the pandemic. Nobody can be evicted. And I'm like, well, first of all, bitch, your income never fucking changed. You're living off the fucking welfare. Well, the welfare didn't stop, so your income did not change. And when it got to the point where she called the cops on me in my own house, oh, fuck, you got to get the fuck out. Or they're going to have to be sending an ambulance for you. Because I'm not putting up with that shit. No fucking way. I mean, I'm not renting you a room in my house to benefit me. I'm renting you a room in my house to benefit you. And then you want to bite me in the ass? No. That is not okay. So she's out. And she was out when evictions were illegal. So apparently she learned. No, but I'm just here trying to help. I did ask Vern earlier if a couple $100 would help him out. And he said, no, not at this time, because he doesn't know what all's going on. So it's not like trying to scam, because that was basically like a probing question to find out if it was a potential scam. And I will not support scams. I will not do it, because I've been attempted to be scammed. Thankfully, I haven't really been scammed as of yet, but you never know when one's going to get through. But I did make an offer. He denied it. So, and he denied it for a legitimate reason, because he's not sure. So, but it's just someone needing nothing else like advice. So if anybody knows anything about squatters' rights or anything like that, because that was mentioned in his chat when I was there, and I would have never thought of that, because my familiarity with squatters' rights is like apparently vacant property. So that's like the only thing I know. So I can't speak on something that is known to be occupied, and I'm not gonna try.
I could. I'm sure I could squat here for a few months and like really make it a problem for my family and everything else. And it's not like what I want to do. It's just like I said, I went through this whole hardship of shit, and I just need like that time back that was taken, or at least half that time, which is like a month, and I'll be able to, you know what I mean, get arrangements and move where I need to go, because I just need time. You know what I mean? This is one of those things. I can't do everything that I need to do because I'm going on disability. I'm not really well. So like I need to like be checked out and have some probably some things done to me, like a surgery and shit like that, before I'm going to be anywhere near normal or whatever. But I mean, in the meantime, like, you know what I mean? I'll cope. But I need time. I just can't do it. I'm not 35 years old like I used to be when I could deal with this shit. You know what I mean? It's just.
I know exactly what you mean.
And like exactly. The last 51 days given back to me and not been burglarized and all the other shit that went on, and had the cops come through here like fucking 4 times and destroy my house while I was in custody over this nonsense. And it's like, you know what I mean? It created a massive problem for me.
Are you listed as a resident of that house?
Yeah,
you receive mail there and everything?
Yeah, I've been a resident here for 20 years.
So, I mean, and you get mail, all your mail is addressed to you there?
Yes.
So they can't force you out of there. You have to be evicted, for one.
Yeah,
and that's
kind of weird though with the whole reverse mortgage and all that. But yeah, I know it's like there's a process that they could go through. But I'm going to try to work it all out and be cooperative. You know what I mean? But they
right. That's yeah.
Because I just can't do it.
Is anybody familiar with the burnt lizard? I've never come across this person before, and looking at this comment, I'm not sure what it means. But I don't see it as flattering or helpful in any way, shape, or form. So I'm not really sure what to make of it.
I don't know. I wasn't looking at the chat, so.
Well, it's on your screen now, Vern.
I can't even see that. That's so small.
Because who else has felon mama spelled incorrectly? By the way, just FYI, I'm not trying to be like the grammar police, but felon is only one L. Who else has felon mommy taken up under his wing besides Malibu, Tony, and Mikey 2020? Oh, yeah. I'm guessing that was supposed to be instead of ooh, a garden tool from Canada.
No idea. I don't know who he's talking to, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know either, but to me, it just kind of seems like a troll, so I will be paying attention to that. I am about First Amendment, and freedom of speech is the utmost priority of that First Amendment. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with all the parts of it, but the freedom of speech is the first part mentioned in it. So I will be watching that. If it gets too bad, and if you definitely come across as
well, Peeping Tom says that. Do you see that? Peeping Tom says the burnt lizard is Aaron V. Cox.
Well, And then the burnt lizard responds with, "Who's the Aaron Cox guy?" Yeah, that's a good cover up. So if
it's some
if
funny
Aaron,
stuff.
if the Aaron Cox guy is a troll, and if you're familiar with him being a troll, peeping Tom, that would be appreciated to be put out there. Just saying that he's a troll and that can be handled. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to just watch what he's saying and how he's acting, and I'll make a determination as to timeout or block. So,
yeah, that's some funny stuff, actually. Yeah, there's the names of what they come up with, like Pee Tom, right? The burnt lizard. I don't know. It's just funny.
So I didn't mean to stop the conversation. I'm sorry, and I apologize for that. But I've been hit hard with ignoring chat, and yeah, with my normal crowd, I have to really pay attention to panel because porn bombs. And I'm sorry, but that's bullshit. I shouldn't have to worry about porn bombs.
I know, that is bullshit.
Yeah, and I really wish that YouTube could figure out some way to punish the person doing it as opposed to the person that's receiving it.
Yeah, how are you supposed to stop them?
Name with a YouTube account, so they've got to have some way to trace it back to whoever's doing it and block the channel that's doing it, not the one that's receiving it. But that's just my opinion, and my opinion don't matter.
Yeah, they need to revise their policies on a lot of things, and they need to have YouTube put up into where they have an adult level content, so you can have an adult, you know what I mean, level thing, so that isn't really a factor, that type of stuff, unless it was something that was.
Well, yeah, I think I have my default settings for my streams as 18 plus. Adults only, no children allowed. I'm pretty sure that's how I have it set, but apparently that doesn't matter.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop a kid from actually going on there and watching the stream, though. That's the problem, is it stops them from being able to chat or something like that. But you know, they can still find your stream and go on there. It's just that if they're less than that age or whatever, it takes it out of the search query, but doesn't say that or mean that they can't come on or whatever. You know what I mean? It's
quick time out from the vet.
Hey, you don't need to put up your overlay. I'm not going to P-bomb you.
Well, since the overlay is up right now, could you open your camera and just flip me off?
Well, let me see if I can. Hold on.
Camera's open.
There you go.
Okay, you can go ahead and put your. Go ahead. There you go. Okay.
Hey, what's up, Vern?
Hey, what's going on?
I've talked to you one time before, dude. A long time ago. Probably don't remember.
I recognize you. Actually, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it has.
What have you been doing?
Not a whole lot. I just wanted to come up and ask DFK why he thought I was a troll. Like what gives that type of inkling to him that Mr. Cox is a troll? But that can be later. This is all about Vern, and I know Vern needs.
Yeah, I was asking that because of the comment you had made in chat. If that V Cox or whatever it was in chat was you.
Oh yeah, it is. But you made more of a statement. No, DFK, you made more of a statement that I was a troll. But that's okay.
Okay, so I guess you misunderstood what I was saying, or maybe I said it incorrectly. I was asking if anybody was familiar with you to know whether or not you were a troll, because I had never seen you in my chat before.
Oh, okay, I'll go back and I'll get the audio where you stated that I was a troll. I'll get it. We'll post it later. That's all right.
Okay.
Keep going.
And if you can find that now, we'll share it on screen and we'll discuss it. Because if I said that, then I misspoke. And I will admit that.
I'll go ahead and mute, and I'll grab it. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead, guys.
Okay, I will admit my errors as soon as I'm aware of them. But I meant it to come across. If I did not state it correctly at that time, since I had never seen you in my chat, if anybody is familiar with you, are they a troll? That's how I meant it to come across, because I don't know.
I don't either. I'm like, but I like some of the names that they come up with are pretty funny as hell, you know.
Hey, I'm gonna get off of here, guys. But hey, Vern, you keep your head up, man, and don't let anybody get you down. Just hang in there, man.
I'm cool. I can deal with it. Yeah, I'm thick-skinned.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
You know, I'm really hoping that he is learning at least tonight that he does have some support out there, that he's not in this fight by himself, that he does have people that are willing to be there for him. So that's actually what I'm hoping.
Yeah, Vern, I just wanted to tell you that I lost a house to a reverse mortgage that my parents did, and even as a veteran, I wasn't able to get a refi to save it, and I was literally on the verge of holding the place down with weaponry. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And I just decided.
Not to that point. They already disarmed me anyways, so they took all my guns.
Shit.
Well, that's what they, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, they got all my guns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, it was tough for me to walk, and that's what it obviously boiled down to. I was like, I just got to walk from this, and as bad as it sucked at that time, I just knew that there was going to be bigger and better, and that's kind of what God led me to. Let's put it that way. There's going to be bigger and better.
Yeah, I know. I get the whole deal. You know, I'm all good with it.
Yeah.
It's just I got like set back because of the burglaries and shit, and being put in jail for 51 days like took a lot out of me, because like you can't do anything. You know, you're like, I was confined in like a small cell that was like 35 degrees for like 5 weeks before they finally put me in a normal cell, like a better cell, you know. But
yeah, I know you've had a long stretch, dude. Even though I don't talk to you much, I've been watching.
Yeah, it's not been easy, but I mean, like I said, I just need some time, like just to get all my shit gone out of here. I just like, you know what I mean? I need to figure out what happened to my other stuff and how that happened, because like if my sister hired these people to do this or whatever, to come in and take certain things out of my house, and they ended up burglarizing me and trying to make it look like my friend did it, then we have a major problem here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I caught that.
Yeah, so like I need to like rectify this, because I don't want her hiring the same people to help me move into a storage unit and then come back to my storage unit and find the fucking lock cut off of it and all my shit.
Right.
Because that happens a lot here, actually. That happens a lot here because they don't have really good security, and if you don't go to your shed a lot, you know, they case them and shit. If you're not there a lot, they'll or whatever hours, you know what I mean, they'll case you. The people that actually work there, I've known people that have worked at these places that have done that shit to people. It's just fucked.
Oh man.
But yeah, totally like fucking stolen shit out of there, and then they're the managers and shit of these places. You know what I mean? So I don't trust them at all. I just don't. I want to try to like get a commercial place out here with like a shop, like a small shop, you know, where it's got like a car lift, and I can do the repairs to my cars and shit that I need to do, and get all the stuff done I need to do. I need to like do some modifications to my trailer so that I can, because I can go squat out on the BLM land around here. Like you can squat for 15 days for nothing. You know what I mean? And
right.
As long as you just keep it clean, you know, there's a bunch of campsites around. And then it's out where the skinwalkers are and all that other shit, right, Boone?
Yeah, dude. No, I feel you, man.
So
yeah. It's tough when you hear somebody going through what you're going through, and I just wanted to say sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. And like all the thoughts help. It does, like all the, you know, the consciousness. It's like we're all connected anyway. So any positive thoughts, it helps ease the tension. Like, you know what I mean? It's all good.
Do you release publicly where you're at, what state you're in, Vern?
Yeah, I'm in Nevada. By Lake
okay.
I'm like in the Carson Valley, right by Lake Tahoe.
I thought you were still in SLC.
No, I moved away from there years ago. I haven't lived in Salt Lake since the 90s.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for that clarification, because I'm sitting here racking my brain. SLC. Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, I used to know like all the Warren Miller skiers and shit. I used to ski with them and all that back in the day. Gordy Pfeiffer and Kevin Andrews, those guys, you know.
No, I don't. So that's okay.
If you're into skiing, you'll know who they are.
Yeah, I got to Vern. I don't know if I ever told you. I got to heli ski with one of my favorite skiers, Michael Black, that was up in Valdez, Alaska.
Yeah.
He's been in Powder Magazine and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He wasn't an Olympian skier or anything, but he was all the extreme skiing tours and shit like that. He'd go on and always stomp it.
Yeah, Gordy used to be third in the world in extreme skiing, and Kevin Andrews used to be first.
I've met Gordy up in Alaska.
Yeah, Gordy's a cool dude, isn't he?
Yeah.
He owes me $100.
I got to meet Shane McConkey before he passed away.
Yeah, Gordy's a good guy. He's like he has a lot of charisma and shit. He's first generation Austrian actually. He's from Michigan. He learned to ski in Michigan. And he broke his back. I was up at Alta when he broke his back, and with Kevin Andrews, he got whiplash or whatever, and he actually went skiing at the end of that season, which was pretty amazing. He was like in this brutal brace and everything else, but
those guys are hardcore, man.
Dude, he was an absolute madman, dude. I remember him like skiing at, and I'm not kidding you, 80, 90 miles an hour down these fucking at Alta. And launching off these cat tracks. And I mean, he was at least 40 feet above the fucking lift towers, like the lifts, you know, where they go across the towers there.
Yeah.
40 feet above them, like catching 80, 100 foot of air, doing 80 miles an hour, just like fucking death defying shit. Just fucking crazy, dude. After he broke his back and shit, you know? But like, he'd make you ski better and stuff. He'd make you go do shit that you normally wouldn't do and all that. And so I got to be a good skier. Got to heli ski, got to snowcat ski, got all kinds of perks because I was the bud man.
Oh shit! Yeah,
at the killer train from Humboldt and shit, and like it got me everywhere I wanted to be at that resort.
That's crazy. Hey, DFK, real quick, just to let you know, the wrenching that Peeping Tom account isn't going to be a very good look for your channel. Just an FYI.
Well, I'm not sure who Peeping Tom Britton is. I saw him.
That's Felomon. That's Felomon. He's already been through your channel with one. Let's see, 1, 2. Two accounts. I'm surprised he hasn't ran more accounts through here. He's one of my super fans.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at him posting links for Aaron Cox and that stuff. So,
yeah, which is all unfounded and not true. Let's put it that way. But hey, that's why I'm saying you might not be a very good look on your channel when all that shit gets busted out. But hey, you know, just trying to give you some advice there.
Yeah, I took a chance.
So what's your next move, Vern? Are you going to stay within the state, or are you bouncing far, or what?
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. Like, I just, like, see, there's, like, a lot of weird shit that's going on with that, like, the hacking that's been going on with me and all this other stuff, too. So, and, like, all the experiences I've had out here in the desert, I think it's, like, the government's, like, responding now, like, proactively.
Yeah.
And they've been indicating to me that they need me to be drug free and like my shit together. You know what I mean?
I do actually, and you know what? I'll tell you, with his hardship, as much hardship as you go through like that, your next upswing is probably a really rad chick, and you're getting prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? Either meeting a really rad chick or something like that. Really cool next step. But right on.
Yeah, I totally got that vibe and shit. I know something's like major in store. You should have seen how the cops were treating me, dude. It was like bizarre. It was bothering the other inmates. So it was weird. It was definitely not normal.
Hey, Warren, quick question for you. Yo Mama.
Yeah.
They came here from yours. You familiar with them?
Yeah, they're all cool. They're good.
Okay.
He's a chatter. That's all.
Yeah.
He's not a troll or nothing.
Yeah, he's just a chatter with some gangsta lean, and he's always looking for chicks. So,
well,
hey, you know,
shit. I ain't got no issue with that. I was just asking if you were familiar because now he's got a ranch here.
Yeah, that's, you know, he's probably not going to do anything with it. He doesn't like the ban and stuff like that. But
well, I really don't like banning in my chat. Timeouts, yes, I'm okay with that. If somebody's getting out of line, it gives them like 5 minutes to reconsider their options. So, like I say, I really just don't like to ban people because of the 1A part. So,
yeah, I feel you there.
Yeah, I'm like where I just kind of want to get along with everybody, and I don't want to have like this systematic like defaming of certain people at certain times because one person is like, and then they all like dogpile on you over just nonsense or something, you know what I mean? And then they just go on and on and on, and it's like, why? It's so stupid. But like,
well, it looks more contractual than anything else to me.
Yeah.
I don't agree with going out with any intent of intentionally hurting anybody. If I see that I'm not okay with, and I'm totally okay with any of my mods when they see that because I kind of get oblivious to chat most of the time because of what's going on with panel and porn bombs and shit like that because they're becoming very rampant and everybody seems to want to do it. So I really have to pay attention to my panels for the most part because I do have shit shows. So that's why I have so many mods so they can keep an eye on that in chat and make sure shit doesn't happen there. Because I have to devote so much of my attention to the panel itself because of a fear of a porn bomb.
Yeah, you got it down. Just keep your overlay going and you got it.
I've been
watching your channel.
The random ones that come up in the middle of it when I think I know who I'm dealing with and all of a sudden they do it. That fucks me.
Right. All of a sudden you got a image of Too Tall Rob sitting there. You think it's him, and all of a sudden you're getting porn bombed. I know.
Well, let's see. I had a 2-hour stream just recently, and it got ended and privatized immediately after that. So I lost all those views, all those watch hours because it ended with a porn bomb. And I'm sorry, that's hurtful. That's hurtful.
Yeah.
It's not beneficial. It's not going to help me. It ain't going to help you. So
very communistic to want to shut down that. It's like they're book burning to me. They're doing it to book burn. Because you're writing kind of your history right now on your stream. You know what I'm saying? You're laying it out the way you see it. Then all of a sudden the P bomb comes and it's like a book burning. Because they want it down. They don't want your truth to be out there.
Yeah, and I think that's really fucking. I've got a manager on my channel now, a new manager on my channel, and at some point they have claimed that they're going to teach me how to edit videos to where when those come up, they can be blurred out or deleted from the stream itself. That way I don't lose all the rest of that stream. So
yeah, you just put it in your you just privatize it and then put it in your editor, the YouTube editor later, and cut that part out and republish it. It'll just republish from there. It's not that hard. It just takes.
But I have also heard that if you edit a video in any way, then the chat no longer appears.
Oh, huh.
That's what I've heard. Now I don't know whether or not that's true, but that's what I've heard. And in general, with most panels, the chat is like 75% of the panel.
Right.
Because
what you can do is just rebroadcast
than there are on panel.
Yeah, just put it on private and then rebroadcast it later and just skip over that part. Or just do highlights or something. Just rebroadcast it. Just do a screen share. Just let it roll.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I did download the VSDC vid editor thing, and they say it's simple, but I can't figure it out because I can import the thing and I can watch it, and I can't. The one video that I had that I tried to edit, all I needed to do, and I mean the only thing I needed to do, was turn the video. That was it. Because when I was recording that video, the camera got turned, unbeknownst to me, and it's on its side. So all I needed to do was turn that video, and I could not for the life of me figure out how to do that. And it's supposed to be
what's really easy to do that, DFK, is put it in your movie maker on your every PC or laptop has movie maker, and there's a rotate screen in there is an option. So you could actually put that in your movie maker, clip out the part that's the P-bomb, and then rotate your screen on there, and it'll rotate around. It's
the P-bomb one was not needing to be rotated. It was actually my first cop watch.
Oh shit! Yeah, that'd be worth putting in there and rotating it and republishing. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I just got to figure out how to do all that shit because me and Tech are barely on speaking terms at best on a good day.
Well, I'll tell you, the movie maker is really easy. It's pretty straightforward and to the point. You'll see a little icon in there to rotate your screen.
Okay.
Yeah. You just load it in, and it's pretty easy. It says add video. You add your video file, and then rotate it, and then publish it.
Yeah, okay. And I do appreciate that. Yo mama. What the fuck is Shelly's? Is she hot? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Give me a second. I can post her link if you really, really want it. She runs panels also. She has done some cop watches in the past. And she does a lot of singing videos. So let me see if I can find the right tab. I got so many tabs open right now. It's just freaking crazy to me. I normally don't have this many tabs open.
Hey, DFK, do you allow clone accounts in your chats?
Known sock accounts, no.
No, yeah, you got one guy in there using my pick as a clone account in there. Just
if a mod can take care of that, I'd appreciate it. If not, if you can tell me which one, I will take care of it.
It's the Aaron V. Cox for life.
How recent?
Oh, he's in there. Just a few comments back, little ways back.
I'm scrolling back through trying to find it.
He says truth is not allowed. See, it's not truth, fellow Mon. What you're doing is not truth. Okay, it's hearsay on the internet. Okay.
Well, YouTube is gospel. Okay. I hate to be the one to tell you. I figured everybody here would actually already know that. I'm going through the YouTube site and I'm not seeing it. So if one of my mods sees it quicker than I do, please take care of that.
He's pretty slick. What he'll do is he'll block you so you can't see him and block him. See what I'm saying? You're pretty slick, but not slick enough.
Well, if I can't see him, can anybody else see him? Holy shit! Because I'm going back through and I don't even know.
It's not that important. I just wanted to know if you actually let clone accounts in your streams and stuff. Just put an FYI out there.
Do me a favor, put something in chat real quick. I'm on the right stream to do it.
Does it say beware mouse, Aaron Cox for life? Is that
yeah?
One? Yeah, it's over
Beware
by
mouse. Yeah, I saw Beware Mouse, but I was looking for something totally different.
Yeah, it's like where
Yeah, I don't like to promote that name like they do. They like to promote that name.
What?
That's what they're doing. They're promoting for a sicko.
Yeah, that's an English person doing that, like somebody from England. You can tell by the way that they worded that.
No, that's Bellomon. That's one of my super fans.
The person that put that one down, really? I thought the peeping Tom Brighton was the one that was
super same guy. That's also kind of a clone account. Yeah.
You sure they're the same person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, super fans.
Okay. Yeah, I know what super fan means. So do me a favor, put something in chat real quick, if you're able to.
It'll take me just a second to get there.
Okay. While you're doing that, hold on. Let me try and go back to where I was to try and find Shelly's channel for someone who was asking.
Shelly's a crazy woman. Is that what random saying?
She's a little bit out there, but she's not bad people.
No, I mean she's blonde though, and that's like I understand that. I can relate to that.
Yeah,
it's a blonde.
But a lot of guys get all over blondes for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, because I much prefer brunettes and redheads. But a lot of people get all gaga over fucking blondes for whatever reason.
If you want to, you can wrench that Burnt Lizard account.
Sure.
Oh, Shelly's the anarchic chick? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Burnt Lizard, you?
Yep.
Okay. And I understand that a lot of channel owners have their trolls. They're known trolls. And so channel owners that come here, I try and mod them immediately because they know they're trolls. But I get reluctant on some because I know they're gonna block. They would actually go through and block everybody in my chat.
Yeah, I've seen that happen. That's bullshit.
Yeah. I don't expect anybody to help me with my channel, but I damn sure don't want anybody to hurt me.
Yeah, I've trusted some of the wrong people to help them, and all of a sudden they're burying you, which to me shows that they've got something to hide.
Yeah, UFO. The link is pinned. You're more than welcome to come up.
Yeah, he's from Australia. He's from New Zealand originally, but he lives in Australia. He's a Kiwi.
How did I not realize Vern didn't have a ranch? How did I not realize that? Well, I did now. I corrected it.
Right on. Yeah, UFO bro is pretty funny. He lives down in Australia.
Yeah, well, I came across it. I first came across him through your stream that was just now before you got here. So
I've known him for a long time. Actually, he's like came from UFO Proof when I used to be on there, and that is going back to like 2013. So it's a long time.
Need Vern hold down the fort. Potty break. Be right back.
No problem. So yeah, I come up and hi 69 Mammy. Who else is on here? No, I can't see. Hopefully everybody's okay. And yeah, click the link at the top. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Vern? Yeah, I used to stream a lot in the old days. I used to stream all the time. And I kind of got sidetracked with some like stuff that was going on, and then things changed in my life, and like I'm not sure really what's going on. It's pretty weird though. Pretty weird. Pretty unreal.
Yeah, you just got to picture kind of the greener grass on the other side of the fence once you get there.
Yeah. Or maybe the island. Maybe it's an island paradise. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm going to think big in fantasy, it could be, Florida or San Diego or something like that too, Or the weather's perfect. San Diego has the best weather in the United States by far. Like it is like the perfect place to live. Like the temperature there is so constant. Like it doesn't get over like it's San Diego, California.
Oh God, no! It gets hot there in the summer. Holy shit, it gets hot.
Not on the ocean. Not when you're on the ocean. It stays like 78 during the daytime, and at night.
Why do the beaches get flocked and flooded in the summer if it's not hot?
Well, I mean, it's warm, but it's not hot. It's like there's an onshore breeze and shit. It's like perfect temperature. I mean, it's like perfect. Like the water is like bath water down there. Like the ocean water, it's like a bath, dude. It's like you go out there and you're swimming around with dolphins and shit, and it's just awesome.
Thank you for holding down the fort while I was gone.
But yeah, San Diego has like the perfect temperate weather. If you go in like one like hill in, yeah, that's Imperial Valley and all that. It gets hot as fuck, but like on the coast, right where the city is in the downtown and then on the beaches there, yeah, LA gets a lot warmer, but not San Diego. San Diego has this breeze down there, the way the mountains are and everything, and it just keeps like this perfect temperature in that area there.
But the water's still cold, isn't it?
No, the water's warm. It's like a bathtub, man. It's like so warm. You don't need a wetsuit or anything. It's ridiculous. In the summertime, it's like 88 degrees. Like the current gets that warm.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it does. It gets that warm. It's ridiculous. It's like fucking a bathtub, dude. It's like unbelievable. I grew up in northern. I know. I grew up in Northern California, and the water's so cold, even in the summertime, like in Santa Cruz and stuff. So, like, I know, you know what I mean? But when you get down to a certain point, the northern
Well, I used to go to Santa Cruz when I was a kid, and the water was always nice and cool. And it was always just like, dip your foot in first. Either that or just run in full bore and get it over with.
Yeah, in the middle of the summer, you could go out maybe for a little while and be okay, but most people are still in half suits and stuff. And so you get down to, like, Santa Barbara, the water gets warmer down there, and but the southern current, when it's coming up like along the Baja and all that, the water is so freaking warm there. It's just like in the Caribbean and stuff, it's super warm because it's just the way the southern current is, and that's why they get the cyclones, or the hurricanes there that go across. They've had a hurricane. One time a hurricane hit San Francisco, and they've had it hit Phoenix. They've had 2 hurricanes in modern times hit Phoenix, believe it or not, San Diego, and Long Beach. So, like, they can come up there once in a while, but it's, like, pretty rare. So the water's warm in order to have a hurricane, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I'd much rather just live in Alaska.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I thought about like going up there and homesteading and and shit like that. It's something, but you'd have to really be into it, and it's like a lot of work, and
you got to be really into it.
And you have to be able to.
You can't go in with a half-hearted attempt. You got to be fully on board.
Yeah, no, it's like you have to be used to killing your own animals and like eating them and stuff, and that's like a whole different thing when you're used to eating like stuff out of the grocery store. It's like if you've ever gone hunting, and if you don't hunt a lot, you know what I mean? Like I would have to like wait a month to eat my deer and shit because I just like it. The gamey smell would get to you. You know what I mean? Like when you're getting them and everything else and cutting them up. And I'm a chef. I was a chef for years, and I cut many animals. When you get to game, it's different. You know what I mean? Gamey animals and stuff. It's like different. It's like I don't know.
Yeah,
once you like it, it's okay. But
I have tried venison a couple of times, and to me, it's just too gamey. But my daughter loves it. She absolutely loves it, and I for life of me can't figure out why. I would much rather have beef the person at the store because it don't smell gamey at all. It don't taste gamey. It's just yummy.
You got to learn how to soak your venison in milk the night before you cook it. Let it soak and it pulls out the gamey taste. I eat quite a bit of elk.
Well, elk is totally different. Elk is like better than beef.
Yeah.
Elk is totally fucking different though.
Yeah, I still soak it in milk though.
Yeah, but elk still isn't gamey. Like use sherry wine when you cook, like with roast and shit like that, and it will taste so good. It'll melt in your mouth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like any kind of wine, like Marsala, sherry, or port wine, and stuff, works really good with any game meats or whatever. But it's on how you prepare it. But like when the meat's real fresh like that, it's like extremely gamey. When you hang your animal and stuff for a while, and then you butcher it up. Well, I usually would just butcher it up, put it in the freezer, and then about a month later, I would make stew or something like that. But pretty much you're limited to the amount of meat that you can get off of a deer, and the back straps are the best. Cut on them, and that's when poachers poach them, they'll cut the back straps out in the tongue and something else out of them or whatever. But that's about it, Like the legs and the hindquarters, there's not a lot of meat on them. The ribs, there's no ribs on meat ribs or meat on the ribs.
I make a chili Colorado out of the elk. It's like a Mexican stew. Yeah.
Where do you live about? So you live up in Canada?
No, I'm in Arizona.
Oh.
But I've lived all over Alaska.
So
Oregon,
where do you
Washington.
in Arizona? I thought they're pretty scarce there, aren't they? I guess in the mountains.
No, there's a great population of elk in Arizona.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're actually real healthy.
Yeah, it's amazing where they live. It's like in Utah, they weren't as plentiful when I lived there, but now they're like super plentiful. Like since I left there and everything else, the games really come back. They used to have a lot worse winters. The winters aren't as bad now, so the animals have really like made a huge comeback.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I haven't been in Utah for a long time. We were up by Strawberry Reservoir, and there was always a huge elk herd up there.
Yeah,
but I haven't been there in like 20 years.
Yeah, I used to fish there all the time there, and then go up in the Uintas, fish at Trial Lake and all those lakes up there. I can't remember all the names now, but like Scout Lake would be there. I used to catch so many fish up there. One time a game warden caught us up there, and we went up there, and there was like a little area up at Trial Lake where the water was flowing in. So there's about a 14-foot pool, and the rest of the lake was frozen over. And there were like just all these fish feeding there, or like they were rolling there. And I must have caught 80 fish, right, in like 4 hours or so, caught and released, And we caught like a couple. Like my friend caught a really big fucking cutthroat. It was a fucking spawner, you know what I mean? Like when I made him throw it back, And we're walking around. This cabin door opens up, and this fucking dude steps out. And I didn't know he was the fucking commissioner of the fishing game. Like he was the head dude of the fishing game of Utah, right? He's at this cabin up there, and he's like, "You guys been doing some fishing?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "How many did you catch?" And I'm like, to be honest, I lost track of how many I caught. I caught a lot though. And he goes, "Where are they?" And I'm like, "Oh, they're all back in the lake. I didn't keep any of them." He goes, "Did you catch any big ones?" And I'm like, "He did." He goes, "Where's that one?" I'm like, "It's back in the lake." And he goes, "The only reason why I'm not writing you up a ticket is because you put that old fish back in the lake and all that stuff and all that." He was like tripping. He was watching us the whole fucking time, and I didn't know it.
Oh shit!
Oh my god! He just let us he was waiting for us to keep that one fish. You know what I mean? But I was like, no, we're not going to be greedy. Or putting all the fish back. It saved our ass completely. I would have lost my license for 5 years or something ridiculous. That's what he was saying. Like, it was a massive fine, too. Like, fucking $40 for every fish. And he was like, "I know you caught over 70. And I was like, fuck.
Holy shit.
I'm sorry, but that kind of reminds me of a joke I heard many, many, many years ago that a guy goes duck hunting in a California state park. And he's out there about 4 hours, gets himself 3 ducks, throws them in the trunk of his car, starting to head out of the park. On his way out of the park, ranger stops him, says, "Hey, how you doing? Did you get any ducks today?" And the guy says, "Well, yeah. As a matter of fact, I got 3 of them." Ranger says, all right, you mind if I take a look at the ducks? He says, oh, no, you can absolutely look at them. They're gorgeous. So he goes back and opens up the trunk of his car. Ranger looks at the ducks and he says, well, you know, these are beautiful ducks, but they're not California ducks. And the guy says, well, what do you mean? I shot them down right here. He says, well, yeah, you shot them down here, but they're not from California. So the Ranger grabs the first duck out of the car, shoves a finger up its ass, pulls it out and sniffs. He says, well, this duck's from Florida. You got a Florida hunting license? Guy pulls out his wallet again and says, well, yeah, here you go. He says, all right. Well, the second duck here is not from California or Florida. Reaches in there, grabs that duck, shoves two fingers up its ass, sniffs, says, this duck's from Washington. You got a Washington hunting license? Guy pulls out his wallet again and says, well, yeah, here you go. He says, all right, okay, so you got that. But this third duck here, it's not even from the United States. Reaches in there, grabs that third duck out, shoves a whole fist up his ass, pulls it out. This duck's from Canada. You got a Canadian hunting license? The guy pulls out his wallet again and says, well, yeah, here you go. Ranger says, my God, where the fuck you from? You got all these hunting licenses. The guy turns around, bends over, and says, you tell me, you son of a bitch.
Jesus.
All right, I got a quick one for you. Vern, I was up by strawberry fishing. I was like 8 years old. Didn't need a fishing license yet.
Yeah.
Fishing this bridge right off the highway, and this
it's a Cherry Creek, right?
They call it oh my gosh, Whiskey Springs or something like that.
Springs, okay.
Yeah, up in the canyon before you get to Strawberry. But anyways, fishing this bridge hole, and fish cop pulls off, and he asked me if I had my license, and I go, well, I don't need it, and 8. And he goes, oh, okay. Do you want to fish? And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, well, I had to confiscate a fish from somebody, and I can give it to you. I'm like, oh, okay. It was a huge, it was a big 5-pounder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was pretty big. So I'm walking.
Make your parents think that you caught it or something, right?
Well, that's kind of what happened. I got home, and my brothers see it, and they're like, what the F? And they're grabbing their fishing poles, and they're, what hole did you catch that in? I'm trying to tell them, dude, it was given to me by a fish cop. They're like, bullshit, we know you caught it. Which hole was it? Oh, man, they're running for their fishing poles and shit. Oh, jeez.
There's some actually big fish in that lake. I've caught some pretty big fish. I've caught some 5-pounders there.
Oh, yeah.
I almost got electrocuted there, by lightning. Like, there was like a brutal storm that came in at the other end of the lake. And I'm not kidding you, at Strawberry Reservoir, and I'm fishing there, and I'm holding my fishing rod, and I had like arcs coming off my fishing rod that I had to drop my fishing rod. I'm like, I had to reel it in and shit because the lightning was hitting the water, and it was, I mean, it's a big reservoir, you know. I mean, what, 10, 12 miles at least?
It's pretty big, yeah.
I mean, it was at the other end of the reservoir, but you could see the lightning coming down. It was like, you know how the UNAs are, they're like really charged. They're like an east-west mountain range, and Strawberry Reservoir sits right on the basin of those mountains. And so, like, when you get up in the high country up there, I've been like pinned down. I've gotten where I had to get rid of my fishing rods, and I had to get like in these this rock crevices and stuff. I did it on a live one time. I showed people where I was having to hide, and like these storm clouds came. It was right above Scout Lake, and it's like a bowl canyon there, and the cloud, I saw this cloud coming in. It was like in one of those like Looney Tune cartoons where it had the lightning bolt sticking out of it in every direction and shit. And it was like, it came in and it was a mad cloud, and all of a sudden it was like there was this thunderstorm that just arranged from this cloud, and it, like, the lightning was going all around below me, and I could feel the high frequency going on, all that stuff. So I just like laid down in between these rocks and stuff because there was no cover. I was above the tree line, and it was pretty fucked up. So it's like the way that shit happens there, it comes in really fast, like the weather does. I've been up there in July 22nd, and it snowed 1.5 feet, 2 feet of snow, and these guys I knew from Heber, they wouldn't even get out of my car. They're like, this is perfect. There's no mosquitoes and shit. There's like blowing snow, but I had all my North Face. Like I always carried it because I worked up in the mountains, you know, and I like you know, Heber's pretty far up there, but it's not like up in the mountains. And like when you work in the mountains in Utah, it can
Heber
snow.
Valley.
Yeah, it can snow any time of the year, like up there, like lots. I've been up there where it snowed 2 feet, like in July, middle of July. So you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's like Alaska. It's like a little bit of Alaska, or like so far up, because the mountains up there are 14,000 feet. So it's like it's wintertime all the time up there. But it's awesome fishing. It's really awesome. You like to fish.
Yeah, Heber's a trip. It's really grown up.
Yeah,
and you know, Heber was one of the first cities to actually go up under martial law with curfews.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I used to like date a few women there. Blonde hair, blue-eyed women. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, it's like Logan. Logan, Utah is probably the metropolis of the United States to hide hot women. There's like a lot of hot women in Logan, Utah, and they are in hiding. They're just being, what would you call it? Just swept under the rug so no one finds them, I guess.
Yeah.
I got a quick question for everybody here. I just hid somebody. So does anybody see the person I just hid? Because I'm trying to figure out how these different buttons work. I know block and hide user. So I just want to make sure. But I'm going to go ahead and unhide this person.
Oh, that's the same guy. That's Bellamon with another account.
That's kind of what I figured. But I'm going to unhide them because I am 1A. Sorry.
Well, what he should be doing is coming in with one of his regular Fellowmon accounts instead of jumping around trying to dox, and you know what I'm saying? That's what he's doing. He's just trying to dox people and shit like that.
I will not tolerate doxing. If somebody has a phone number, phone numbers automatically get blocked unless it's posted by me. Because before I post that number, before I approve that number, I will call that number and find out. Because I was modding somebody else's channel, and they were having an issue with somebody says, "You got a problem with me? Just call me." Well, I muted my mic. I called that number, and it was not the person's. It was not the person that claimed it was their number. It was somebody else's number. So no, I will not tolerate phone numbers being posted in my chat. If you want to get your phone number to somebody, you come up on panel to do it. And that's like one stipulation. Certain personal information like that, I am not okay with at any point. I do believe in the 1A. That's why I hid that user, because I was doing that out of feels. But as I said, everything is like, no, it's 1A. Say what you want to say, but you got to have some modicum of respect. And I'm sorry, but that is lost on a lot of people. It really is.
Yeah, Fellowmon just needs to come in the chat with his regular account and spew the regular BS that he does.
Yeah, but
I was thinking about like years ago, like I used to have people like doxing me with a clone account of myself and putting my address, my phone number, everything in my chat and shit, just like being real assholes about it. You know what I mean? It was like anybody could look me up, and I don't hide who I am or whatever. You know what I mean? Everybody knows who I am, so it's.
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, this same person that I just hid and unhid says my 1A is a joke. So
yeah, it's because you won't let him post his BS, and that's what I do. Is I just rock him out because it's bullshit. Now, if there were good questions or accurate statements that to go by, that's one thing. But when it's all fantasy and bullshit and hearsay and all this other stuff,
okay,
yeah,
that right there on screen is what they said that got me to hide them, because that says a troll. That statement in and of itself says a troll.
Oh, it's better than that. It's a Silicon Valley troll. They're the super trolls.
Well,
So
I grew up in Silicon Valley, so.
When was Nanofleet trolling my channel, UFO bro?
That's why I call him a super Silicon Valley troll. He's all over the place, trolling people with clone accounts and doxing and shit like that.
Having fun, but I mean, yeah, I understand. Like, he gets like out of hand and shit. You know what I mean? But I don't care if people like come up with an opinion or whatever like that. It doesn't bother me.
Well, yeah, opinion is one thing, but stating things as facts that are hearsay and bullshit, that's Silicon Valley shit. Sorry, DFK, but
yeah, I had people the other day like on there like telling me about that I'll never see my fishing rods again and all this stuff, you know what I mean, that was stolen from my house. Just stupid stuff.
For any of you that do not know, I have put this out there a few times. Nevaeh 2.0. Her voice just kind of like melts me. I don't know what it is about it, but it absolutely fucking melts me.
I know what it is.
It's like the calm librarian voice, I think.
It's heavenly. She has a heavenly angel-like voice. See, because
well, I didn't know. I did not know if either of you were aware of it, but oh my god, her voice! Holy crap! So, oh my god, it's so soothing.
I'm up here.
You know, she comes on panel when she wants to in her own good time.
Yeah.
So,
but sometimes if you encourage her to come up, she'll come up. She'll be like, "What's going on? We need to be soothed to sleep." That was funny though. That one night that she came on, I forget which panel it was, but there was like an argument of like who was older. I don't think it came out right, but yeah, there was like her and another woman, and the other woman was impressed that she was older than her. Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was on a panel earlier tonight where a question of age came up, and somebody claiming that she was older than anybody. I said, "Well, how old are you?" And it's like, "Well, duh, that's a stupid question." So I should have asked her immediately, "Well, since you don't want to tell me your age, how much do you weigh?" Well, she wouldn't answer that question either.
Yeah, DFK, you're not supposed to do that, by the way. Ask women their age and their weight. It's like 2 no-nos right there.
Yeah, I am not politically correct. Okay, so I apologize for that, and that's the only thing I'll apologize for is that I'm not politically correct. But I did ask. The panel host had made the comment, "I'm older than anybody on panel." Well, I was on panel, so I did ask because I know I'm going to be 56 next month. So I asked the question because I really didn't think the panel owner was older than me, and I still don't know if she is or not. So,
class of '84.
I don't know.
No
idea how old she is.
No, you're in the class of '84. Right?
I would guesstimate the panel host was early 50s. So I mean, it's toss up. It would absolutely be a toss up.
You were the class of '84, weren't you?
Yes.
High school. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was the class of '86. God, has it been that long?
God, I know it. It seems like yesterday, but I think about the math, and it's like, holy fuck! It was really that long ago.
I couldn't have gotten this old. I'm not mature enough. You know what I mean? I'm still a kid.
Right.
You know?
Still wanting to go skiing and fishing and shit. I feel you, dog.
Hell yeah.
Hey, if there's anybody here that is not subscribed to Poon, go ahead and sub him. He's one that will speak his mind at a drop of a hat.
Poon, he's an asshole. Oh, just kidding.
Well, fuck, I'm a whole ass, so he's trying to be like me. Because you got to be an asshole for a very long time to be a whole ass.
Oh, yeah, Poon was trying to bust my balls the other day. That's right. I remember who he is.
Yeah, Poon.
I'm on the StreamYard side, Poon. Please tell me you have a wrench to where you can drop your own link. I would. I'm pretty sure you do. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't. But
there's a storm coming in. There's a storm coming in. I'm kicking it down here now. Let's see if I can bring this down. Where is Poon? Why doesn't Poon come up?
oh, I don't know. Maybe he's busy getting busy. Hey, you never know, man. Maybe he just took a maybe she had to go pee or something, and he's just taking a break while she's peeing.
I know, huh?
You know, but there are certain people on YouTube that I've come across. Actually, there's quite a few people that I've come across. But there are certain few that if you only get 3 seconds of their time, consider yourself lucky. And it's not a huge list. It really is not a huge list because more often than not, people just piss me off. Poon, for one, has never pissed me off at all. Nevaeh has never. Oh, I don't think he's ever even gotten in the realm of pissing me off. But in general, people just piss me off, and the ones that don't get there, I like being around.
Yeah. What about Andrew?
Andrew only pissed me off one time when he got my previous channel terminated. And he is not, and I do want to clarify this. I absolutely 100% want to clarify this. He is not solely responsible for that channel being shut down. As it stands right now, he is admin on my channel. So that in and of itself should admit my equal culpability to my first channel being shut down. So I've got no issue with Andrew. I like Andrew. Andrew is good people.
Yeah, Andrew's all right. He can come off raw.
I have even gone as far as to say that I love Andrew. I've even done that a few times after drinking a whole lot of beer. I love him because he is good people. And anybody that has their doubts about Andrew, you can go ahead and have them. I'm not going to try and deny you that. But my personal opinion, I actually love the man.
And
he has his faults. He admits them. And most of the faults that people want to spew against him were in his past. He don't live there no more.
And what about
exactly how long ago they were? I don't know. I don't care. I'm not judging him on his past. I'm judging him on his here and now.
What about uncontrollable?
Uncontrollable?
Yeah.
I actually like him. I've never seen any bad out of him whatsoever.
Why did he quit doing lives? I was in jail forever, so like I don't know what happened to him. I saw him on a panel the other day, but I don't remember which channel that was. No.
I don't know if I resubbed. Oh, I must not have resubbed him because I was subbed to him on my first channel, and once my channel got shut down or terminated, not shut down but terminated, all of my subs went away, or all the channels I was subbed to went away. So it was a matter of remembering who all I was subbed to, and
I know,
there
hard
were
to, huh?
Yeah,
it's like they do that. They should allow you to download at least like your subs and all that, but I guess they want to deter you from going back on or harassing anybody or anything. Who knows? They're thinking.
But
and then
I know that another channel owner was trying to falsely accuse him of something, and from everything I had known about Uncontrollable, I had never seen anything anywhere remotely close to what he was being accused of. So I spouted off about that, and I'm asking the question: Are you basing this off of a known fact, or are you just throwing spitwads at the wall and seeing which one sticks?
Yeah, I've never known Uncontrollable to be anything but like nice to everybody. Like I've never heard him like raise his voice, or I mean, he has some like weird ideas maybe about some things or something, but I mean, like he's harmless, like as far as I've seen or whatever. He just plays. He's a gamer like now, and he's like says he's retired and he worked for several different places, but he's retired and just living the life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, and I've never seen him as anything but respectful.
Yeah.
So when I get on the panel and all of a sudden he's being accused of something, it's like, do you have any sort of proof that he's responsible for that? I've never seen that in the man ever.
Yeah, it does. It gets weird, like how people will start like these like weird rumors and stuff, and that doesn't make any sense,
Yeah, I got a question about that because Malibu was saying earlier that Vern was a Tiffany Moser cuck. I was like, what? And why even speculate on that type of stuff on who's white-knighting or simping or?
I'm sorry, what is cuck?
Tiffany's just been nice to me always. Like I mean, I've talked to her. I haven't talked to her for years, like behind things or whatever. She's been busy with other things, but I don't have anything. I don't have any problem with anybody really. You know what I mean? I don't like conspire or against anybody or anything like that. Like I was like hooked up with Zero Infinity for a while, and I mean I heard all this shit about Zero, and I just saw nothing that was true about him. Like what he was doing was completely different than what everybody was saying he was doing, and he's harmless too. Okay, you know what I mean? He's like doing a sort of a bit that's sort of like, because he's from the Soviet Union originally. He was born in the Soviet Union. He came from Lithuania. He immigrated here, and fucking so like his whole analytical structure of thought process is so different than like a normal person that's brought up in the Bay Area, and he lives in the Bay Area, and so like, and I've talked to him about a lot of stuff, and see, he looks at more of the whole social media thing as a scientific study. Okay, he's not turning anybody in or anything like this, what people think he's doing or whatever. He actually works a real job and everything else. He hasn't been on as much now, but he used to restream shit because he saw a phenomena that happens in the social media that I sort of kind of got involved in, and we sort of like crossed paths at one point, and he realized that there was something like weird going on that with me, and how like I networked together like all these people like in this weird way. It's like it's bizarre. The whole thing's bizarre. I don't know how like to explain it, but there's like it's multifaceted. But there is this weird sort of artificial intelligence that operates within the whole communities of a large or whatever, and it has, I've noticed, and I believe this to be absolutely 100% true, that it's capable of cloning people's accounts and doing crazy stuff on people's accounts at times, and like where people have no knowledge of what's going on, and it can create like a paradigm almost in broadcast. And I've had it happen where I've watched other people's channels, their lives, and all of a sudden my shit will flip. Like it would do it on my TV all the time. Like it would get all blurry and flip, and there would be the same people only with different like monikers talking about things that are like directly at me. And I had like zero witness this shit. He was like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was weird. Like I don't know what was doing it or how it was happening or whatever, but it was so fucking weird. And he has it recorded, and like hopefully they can get to it. But they were like, whatever it was trying to like attack me to the point where it took down every machine in my house. Like I had machines I hadn't even plugged in for 2 years, and they had fucking ransomware on. The minute I would plug it in, it's on Windows Update, and it's like not hooked up to the fucking up to the internet.
Wow.
doing an update like somehow out of like in the blue, and then all of a sudden my whole system would be down. Like it would be completely disabled, like with ransomware, like where like the whole operating system would just start to act all crazy, and then all of a sudden it would just shut down and wouldn't boot. Just weird.
No, I don't know if I would call that AI more so over than subcontractors.
Yeah, but I mean, there's like an automated element to it that makes me think that they have robots that actually attack you, or they set up to attack you through all these companies like Google and everything else, that they're actually embedded into the infrastructure now somehow of things, and they're wreaking havoc. And I think the government knows about it, and I don't think they know how to deal with it, because like I had cops I had cops in my house every other day for like the last 6 months, and they were like wanting to come in and look at my computer system. Like, my computer system, yeah, this is my TV here and shit, because like that's the only thing I can work is it's Linux. Like I had like a Linux computer and shit like that, and like anything that was Windows, anything that was Android, they would hack it completely and take it down, like make it to where I couldn't use it at all. It would not function. I went through fucking 19 phones last year. 19. And I'm talking top end phones.
Jesus.
And I went through 11 computers. I had to take them back to either Walmart or Best Buy. And I took a MacBook. I got home with a MacBook Pro, brand new one, right? $1,500 computer. I get home, I like set it all up. I don't even go on the internet with it. I just close it and go to sleep, wake up the next day, and there's like no operating system on the machine. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like trying to figure it out, and it has a list of all these wireless, like there's 70 wireless connections right now connected to my fucking thing, like in my area. Like what the hell? So I take it back to Best Buy. Like 30 minutes later, after they're back there with the Geek Squad, they had to call in like their manager, right? You had to come in there, and they're like, "What the hell did you do to this?" I'm like, I set it up, I turn it off, I turn it on. It's like this. He goes, "There's like a completely different operating system on this. We've never seen anything like it." Like, what the fuck, you know? So like,
shit! They completely ghosted you. Yeah.
So like, I had to keep my computer for like the new one, the replacement one they gave me, in my fucking filing cabinet because it's all metal and all that. And turned off at all times. I couldn't turn it on. I couldn't use the computer for like fucking 3 months until I was able to block their signal or whatever. But it's like alien shit, you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's just
well, see, that makes me think that I think some of this stuff is set up through your ISP and waiting for you at the router. It's gotta be.
No doubt about it. No, I had the regional technician for Spectrum at my house like 5 times, right? Like he gave me his phone number. It was so bad. And like he came over here one day with another technician, and the one technician was like, like he's just overwhelmed. And so the other one, the technician, the other one's like here, and like they get my modem all set up and everything, and it's supposed to be working. And the technician, I'm like, just hang out here. Tell the other technician to call on the call and say you're done. And he's like, okay. So the other technician goes out and goes on to the next call and calls it off. So like it's off, and he's hanging out here. And I'm all of a sudden like, watch my modem, and all of a sudden the modem starts flashing. It's resetting, and they reset the modem, and it took me offline. He's like, what the fuck? How are they doing this shit? He's like, he sat here for 3 hours and took notes on everything that he observed and all that. And I showed him that they were doing it through YouTube. It was like all these channels were on YouTube and shit, and they were communicating. And the minute they communicate between each other, like in this like coded talk, and I showed him, they would fucking take down my modem. And he's like, that's just too much, or whatever. So I witnessed all this shit, right? It's like cops are the whole time like trying to like say that I'm delusional. Well, I find out that they're looking at my medical records that were hacked in March by some unknown people who got a hold of my health records through the Washoe tribe. Okay, and they went on there and they hacked it, and they changed it and said that I had schizophrenia and all this shit, that I was off my medication, that I was violent and all that. So they came and they fucking raided me, took all my guns and shit, thinking that I'm crazy, right? For a fucking year. That's some stuff.
That's some ID 2020 shit. And to be able to do a DDoS attack, they have to basically bust through your ISP to your service provider to be able to make that happen.
Or they're the ISP.
Oh shit! Wrong button.
But that's not what it was. It's that they're on the inside going out. So they're connecting from like through a network, and this is what the government does. That all of these fucking companies have paid hackers. Okay, they're like blue. They call them like what, red hat or blue hat or whatever hackers. You know, they have ones that are in and ones that are out. Like ones that try to stop the hackers from coming in, and ones that are on the outside coming in. And they give them all the credentials to do whatever. And then when the government needs to have like Russia hacked or anything like that, they hack through common means like Google or whatever. Google's just a front for the CIA, basically. It's a shield fucking government company. That's the only way that they can make the kind of money they have. Well, how in the fuck are they the richest company in the world? You have to ask yourself. You know what I mean? And that's because the U.S. government dumped a whole bunch of money into Google back in the day, and they're the primary stockholders. So they control the company and why would they call the parent company the Alphabet company? I mean, that's so obvious. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. You know, it's all shill. And that's why, if you think about it, it's the most easiest way for everybody to be cataloged and put into a nice NSA computer in Utah, right?
ID 2020, and I believe it was started to be a policing tool. The best analogy I can give for that is a couple years ago, I was watching a fishing channel up in Washington State, and the guy caught an illegal fish. He kept it. And the next day, and he posted the video. The next day, Fish and Game showed up at his house and gave him a ticket.
That's funny.
He filmed the whole thing too. And accepted. He's like, yeah, okay, I'm caught. So it's like they've got subcontractors watching people, and also it's so Stasi that they've got your neighbors watching you too.
Oh, definitely. No doubt.
They want all of us to rat each other out. That way they don't have to do their own fucking job.
Right.
Now, what if they were like hounding you for a different reason? What if they're doing all this for a different reason completely than what it appears to be? Like, say that they have to like test people for a certain level of classified clearance that they would have to exhibit to be able to do a job within the government. And they use PSYOP stuff in order to create stresses and see how people react and how under stress situations and whether they'll like give up or this or that or whatever. Like say that it's a test. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know exactly what you're saying. I kind of agree, but the way I look at it is that I read the book. I can't remember the exact name of it. It's like Preparing for Nuclear War or something like that. It's the country that doesn't drill for nuclear war is the one that gets nuked. And I think that's what they're doing. Like in Moscow a few years back, they had a nuclear war fallout drill that 1 million people participated in. That's communistic shit, right? To make people participate in that type of a drill. Well, here, we're not going to participate willingly. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to get up onto the desk anymore. So it's like they're either trying to do those psychological operations to like, just this is me trying to be positive, to try to make us stronger. And also there's so many drills that it's once again the country that doesn't drill for nuclear war is the one that gets blasted. So it's kind of the way I look at it. They're trying to keep us in shape. That's the best way I can look at it. All the gang stalking and everything. It's just to, elevate your heart rate a little bit and keep you in shape.
Maybe they're trying to prepare us for another level of consciousness.
Yeah, but it still shouldn't be. That's shocking the conscious too, which is not right.
Yeah, but I think they have to screen out the feeble-minded from the people who are stronger because they have to usher it in for everyone else. Type of thing, because it comes from another level of being, like not only human beings but other beings that maybe manipulate or control human beings to some degree.
That's why I go back to the 1950, I think it's 54 or 52, where Eisenhower signed the Greada Treaty with the aliens in exchange for technology and human experimentation.
And Nixon was in on that.
I don't know exactly if Nixon was. I just know Eisenhower signed it. And I know that digging a little deeper recently that like a whole bunch of other world leaders signed it also. I don't think Eisenhower's the only one that signed it.
Right, but according to okay, there's Jackie Gleason's widow who claimed that Jackie Gleason told her that one night in the middle of the night, Nixon, who was president at the time, sitting president, showed up in a vehicle, picked him up because they were good friends, they were golf buddies and everything else, and drove him to a secret Air Force base somewhere out in the Florida Everglades, or somewhere around Florida somewhere, because that's where he lived, and showed him alien bodies. Trippy, huh?
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
And that Nixon was in on that treaty and actually was the main ambassador for the aliens and all this crazy stuff, and that Nixon would have been elected president when John F. K. was elected president, but he elected not to. Something with the Michigan vote or something was corrupted or whatever, and they could have recounted it, and he would have actually been president or something crazy too. But because of the whole thing with the Russians and all that, he didn't want to make the country look weak or whatever and challenge it, so he let JFK be. It's like all too much of a cliche when you think about it. It's like they set fucking JFK up completely, didn't they?
Yeah. I'll tell you this, Vern. I found some articles that say that Putin has an army that's fighting the Anunnaki, and Steven Seagal even joined that force, and they have a body count. They've been able to take out some Anunnakis, and apparently the head Anunnaki tried to meet with Putin at the Kremlin, and they just blew it away or something. They just straight up just blew it away when he tried to meet to parlay. They're like, no, blam. But there's articles out there.
How do they say the Anunnaki appear to them as being? Are they like large-headed, lengthy, kind of gray-looking people, or are they tall whites? What are they?
I think they can shapeshift, but still, it appeared from my recollection. I think it appeared like semi-human shape, but with like a trench coat, a little taller. But yeah, I think they sent in some type of an ambassador to say, hey, the Anunnaki leader wants to meet with you, and they're like, yeah, bring him on in. Just, yep, took care of business that way. But
yeah,
it explains some things, but at the same time, it's like until I see one myself and gotta blow it away or something. Yeah, could all be fear.
Away from these things, like things out here in the desert, like that are otherworldly. They're craft that are from another world, and like none of the stuff that I hear people talk about a lot of times resemble what I went through or what I seen and stuff. And like I know what I went through was real and everything, you know what I mean? Like for instance, I just remember I got a picture drawn of like one of the things that I seen, like real close, like real close to it. It was like fucking 10 feet away from it.
That would be a disc, yeah.
Yeah, and that almost hit me. Like I put a spotlight on it. I was in the middle of the night, and I put a spotlight on it, and it like lost stability and almost crashed into me. And it was like from me to the wall, and like it was totally silent. And I mean, it was so freaking tapered at the ends. It looked like a knife. It was so tapered and was so sleek and everything else. It was like not. There was no way a human being, could have fit in it as we are now. You know what I mean? And it created a portal into another world, like on an instant. Like it was going to hit the ground, and at one point it like kind of moved off away from me, but it was going to run into the hill because the hill was kind of coming up, and because it was completely like lost its bearings. I guess I blinded it somehow or something. I don't know what, but the thing had no doors or anything or windows on it or anything. So I don't know how. Like they navigate or whatever it was. It could have been just a machine that was here too. You know what I mean? Like I have had like a lot of encounters out there with like several different things and stuff, but this one was real close, and then like I totally have a photographic memory of it. You know what I mean? Like, and what it did and stuff. And it was weird because when when I was looking in the other world or whatever, everything looked two-dimensional. Like it didn't look three-dimensional like here. It was all super bright, so bright you could hardly look in there. And then every now and again there was different sized discs and stuff, and they get pushed through the portal by the bigger discs. Like there would be a horde of them in front of the window that I was looking into, and it was three-dimensional. Like the disc teletransported itself out of here and left in its place the space. It all makes sense because if you think about how you would have to travel, you'd have to move the space back in the place where you were, because if not, it would create a void or create a imbalance or whatever. And then when I watched the thing collapse, I was like looking at it through a monocular actually, and like it just looked like it was getting further away. Like I'm like, what the fuck? Or smaller or whatever. And then I looked at it with my naked eye, and it looked like it was getting further away. And I was like looking at it through the binocular and through my eye and all that. It was like fucking on my head, because it was like it was doing two different things at the same time. It would look like it was moving away from me and getting smaller, like an object does. You know, like if you look at a boat going away from you on a horizon, you can tell it gets smaller, but you know it's still the same size. You know, but then like imagine if it's in the same place, not moving. It's just moving away from you, like in a illusionary kind of way, but it's getting smaller at the same time. Like it was weird. It's like I don't know how to explain it, but it all kind of made sense, because whatever it did, it opened up some sort of connection with something like light or something like that. Like they travel in light or something, like in a photon or something like that. They can expand the photon to fit around them. But it was totally like a cookie cutter of the craft. When the craft kind of moved, it saw that it was going to hit the hill. It kind of moved up a little bit, and like it just got bright light. And then, like I said, I was looking at this other world, and it was so trippy because like I could see the dimension around it. Like it was a three-dimensional doorway. Like, you know what I mean? Like you could go anywhere around it. It was three-dimensional because it took the space that the disc was in and replaced it with the other space. And that created the portal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, trippy, huh?
There's a woman that lives here in Arizona. Her name's Bridget Nelson. Mid-30s. She claims that she's a alien hybrid mother. Her children are off planet, and they send her little crayon drawings of themselves. And she had a YouTube channel there for a while, and
wow,
she'd show people that her little children of the crayon drawings, and aren't they just beautiful? They're huge eyes, and oh God, total CIA plant shit, man. I'm telling you.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
There's a woman that has like a UFO ranch over in Colorado, and she just put up like people would drop off like fake aliens and all that. So she just made it as a tourist stop just for fun, right? Never thought anything of it. Well, now there's like hella UFOs that show up there now. They have them on video and shit and everything else. It's like kind of funny how like what's in, it's almost as if there is a consciousness and they are attracted, because like I always was interested in the shit, but I never thought in a million years that I'd have the kinds of experiences I have, including with my GPS logging me going 44,000 miles an hour and like missing 20 minutes of my time and shit, just weird shit like that, But just, you know what I mean? Like, and so when you start to realize, like, when my dad used to think I was crazy, like I was going through this shit or whatever, and he'd send me to a psychiatrist, and then when I showed him the GPS, and he was like, he had to be certified for Marine GPS with his buddy on their yacht back in the day and all that, and he had this military guy that did the certification and all that, and he sent him my log, and he's like, who was abducted? That's what he told my dad. My dad's like, what do you mean? Like, my dad didn't believe in any of this shit, right? And he's all crying. He's all coming to me going, bro, I'm so sorry, I didn't believe you. Like, really? Like, you believe what this other guy said? Well, he's an expert. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, whatever. But it was funny because the guy explained why it was credible and all that. And it was crazy because it took me 200 and something miles off course, and then stopped logging when it went over Nellis Air Range, where they do their bombing and all that shit. And when I put it in Google Earth, I put the thing on the line, and it went right by Area 51, like just south, right through S4, and then right through White Sands. Like, what are the odds, right? You know what I mean? So
that's some crazy shit.
Yeah, and then I had
DFK. What do you? Sorry, dude. What do you think, DFK? You think this is all real, or are we just talking out of our ass over here?
Oh, I don't think anybody's ever talking out of their ass, but I'm actually in my community and seeing all the block users. So people that have wrenches in my channel, I gave them because I feel you can be trusted. Please do not automatically block anyone. If somebody is getting out of line, call my attention to it, and I will make that decision. I'm seeing a lot of blocked people from my stream right now, and I am not happy about it whatsoever.
Who's being blocked?
Oh my fucking God.
Who's blocking who?
I don't know. I really have no clue who's actually blocking them. If I knew who was blocking them, I would be definitely pulling wrenches.
Well, yeah. I'll tell you this, DFK. They bank on you not looking at the chat with another device. They bank on you watching the chat from the StreamYard because you can't see any of the block. You can't see them blocked.
I just unblocked like 40 fucking subscribers that I've had for quite a while.
Oh, what you should do is do another stream and then just title it, ban list cleared or something. You see what I'm saying?
The only
that'll
ones
make a lot of people happy.
I did leave one in there that you suggested earlier. Known psychic accounts and the ones that come in and just spam the chat non-fucking stop.
Oh yeah, that's Anton.
To go slow mode to even
that's Anton.
Get a glimpse at what the fuck goes on.
Little shit.
But
yeah, that's Anton. All the numbered accounts and shit like that. Yeah, that's.
I just saw a bunch of people in there that I've had around pretty much since day one for me, and I'm not happy about seeing them. I know that I have given out quite a few wrenches tonight, as I have in several streams. But my fear, my ultimate fear is that I know for a fact if somebody blocks somebody in my chat, if they get timed out, yeah, I'm going to see it. If they block somebody, I'm going to see it. If they go back to the previous streams, they can do it. I won't see it. I don't want anybody doing that shit. But I can't stop them unless I know who does it. And if they do it in a previous stream, I won't see who does it. So I'm kind of at the point that I should be at the point of pulling every fucking wrench just to make sure that doesn't happen. And then give them back out very, very slowly. The problem is most of the people I have mods have as mods, I have known them since I got started in this shit. And I don't want to have to go that route. I really, really don't. I'm not asking anybody to rat anybody out. I just want the person that is doing that shit to stop. That's it. I'm not looking to punish anybody, but I don't want to have to punish everybody because I don't know who it is. It took me a very long time to get my channel to where it is. And the people that have subscribed to me and the ones that I have as mods, I don't want to get hurt. Don't build me up, but damn sure don't throw me down.
Well, DFK, I appreciate you giving me a wrench. That way Malibu can't time me out or ban me. Thank you.
Okay.
No, Nevaeh, I don't wear bell bottoms.
Well, no, you wear bell tops because you're kind of gutty like I am.
I we're bell ends, baby, but
Yeah, I got my bell in. You showed yours, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I don't know if you realize it, but holy shit!
yeah, well, like that's what happens when you hit 50, man. I remember when I was like a kid, and all my
You're fluffy like me.
a lot of pop bellies and shit in their 50s, and stuff. It's like a normal thing. It's like that's what happens. You grow a white beard, you get a red hat, you give away everything you own. That's what you do, right?
I've not given away everything I own yet. Not
You
saying I would
see,
not. I'm not saying I would not do that if the situation absolutely 100% required it, but I've not been there yet.
And there's Orange. Orange, like it comes over. Do you know Orange?
I've seen him.
First time ever having seen Orange.
Yeah, Orange.
Yeah, I've seen him around.
Orange meant lemon.
Hey, Vern, I'm going to ask you this. Are you familiar with this account at all? Because I saw something like that earlier in your stream, and it got hidden.
That's a Russian. Those are Russian.
No, see, those are supposed to be labeled as Russian bots, but they're not. See, it's supposed to be put on Putin, but they're not.
Yeah, they're not. They're supposed to. They're. Yeah.
I saw something similar in your chat, and I'm not familiar with that at all. And I was wondering if you knew.
You should hide them. From what I understand, people have always told me you should hide them. That they could put in some kind of code in there and cause problems with your stream or something like that. Or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I think it's just another distractor. But you never know.
Yeah, I like mirroring. It's like a mirroring link or something like that for mirroring.
Okay, you Sig, however you pronounce that name. If you're an actual person, type in a 1, enter. Type in a 3, enter. Type in a 9, enter, or you're going to be blocked immediately.
I kind of did that the first time I saw one of those pop up in my chat. I'm like, hey, that's an interesting code. You want to come up on the panel and tell us about that? And there was no response.
I know.
That's an interesting code you got there. You should come up on the panel and tell us about that.
You actually have like 15 seconds to type in a 1 entered, a 3 entered, and a 9 entered, or you will be blocked. You will be hidden.
I think they're actually timed, or it's
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up, and as soon as this reloads on this stream, you are now going to be blocked.
I think what they do is kind of like Nightbot. Once you've got so many comments in the chat, they drop. Once you've had, sometimes it's like right at the beginning of the stream, it drops. But I think it's a timing thing, or how many people have commented, and then all of a sudden it drops, kind of like Nightbot timer.
It's the way that
my StreamYard, my actual YouTube side does not show that account.
Yeah, if you go into your settings and you put subscribers only on there for chatting,
it is there.
Yeah, then it should stop them.
It is subscriber mode only.
Yeah, and then
but I'm not seeing it. I see it on the StreamYard side, but I don't see it in the YouTube side.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, that's the only way that I can get them to stop that. And like slow mode it, like you put it like 6 seconds. You know what I mean?
Oh wait, no. Block user only makes it to where I don't see them. Fuck that. That ain't what I want. I want that. Whatever the fuck it is.
And any like spam bots or whatever. You deleted Nevaeh's shit. Oops. But anyway,
thank you, Nevaeh. Thank you very much, sweetheart.
Yeah, if you put in on the thing, instead of hiding them, report them and report them as spam. the YouTube will just make it all disappear, everything they put down.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Somebody tried to walk me through a step-by-step process of how to block somebody or how to flag a channel. No, I'm not into that.
These are not channels. These aren't channels though. These are manufactured bots, dude. These are not real channels. These are just ones that they make a master channel, and then they have a device that can make like 1,000 sub channels off of it, and it's a code. They're running code. So like what you're doing is stopping them from like being able to, because they'll trace back the master account, and then they have to make a new master account. So it's like good to report like those type of things where they have the dot. It has like a weird thing with different like raised letters, capital letters, and in the word it's like font or anything like that, and it's like a capital F and then a little U and then a capital N and all that stuff. That's some sort of bot code.
So. I have to address this. My two bigs, I've known you for shit ever since I first got on YouTube. I'm not sure why you undid what she did. That was obviously some stupid account that should not be on YouTube. And she did that at my request. It was someone who typed something in chat that I'd seen on another panel that was hidden because it's like known to be like some random whatever. And I told him, I says, if you're a real account, please respond and follow this code. 1 enter, 3 enter, 9 enter. No response. So she did that at my request. Okay. I just want to clarify that. My two bigs.
Beagles unhid her. If you didn't catch that.
Yeah, I
accidentally hit her and he unhid her.
I caught that. But see, this is where it gets kind of hairy, because I requested that to be done, and I have like ultimate trust in my two beagles, because I've seen my two beagles ever since day one of my YouTube history. And I have ultimate respect for my two beagles. I asked my two beagles to be a manager on my channel through Discord, and my two beagles at that time was having issues with Discord and was not able to log in for whatever reason. But I do have ultimate trust for my two beagles, but Nevaeh did that at my request. So if you're okay, I would like to have that stand, because she did it at my request. And as opposed as I am to have anybody blocked on my channel, that is definitely one I would like blocked. So if my two beagles would like to go ahead and follow my wishes and reblock that channel, that would be awesome. But it was at my request, my two beagles, because on my StreamYard side, I don't have that option. I don't know why, but I don't. So she did that at my request, and I damn sure appreciate that.
How did Nevaeh lose her wrench, though? I don't understand.
Did she lose her wrench?
Yeah, that's what they're saying, that she lost her wrench, and it's not
maybe
there.
By accidentally blocking her, because you accidentally hit her.
Oh.
So it might have taken a wrench to do that, and you just got to give her a wrench back.
Yeah,
I damn sure will, because I trust it.
Unless it's a clone account that came in, that you might be wrenching the wrong account. You got to watch that too.
It's definitely her. No, it was definitely her. And I guess now they allow you to do it all in one thing. It used to be you had to unwrench them before you could do anything, before you could like hide anything that they put on there or something. But
yeah, I don't know how her wrench got. Oh wait.
Oh, you accidentally blocked.
I do have a manager on my channel. So apparently the manager on my channel is watching and has not chimed in as of yet. Andrew, She did that at my request. It was not of her own fruition. She did that at my request. She was looking out for me. So please don't do that. Okay?
Is that Andrew?
Hey,
Andrew.
You are manager on my channel. You had someone vouch for you, and I took them at their word that you would not hurt me. But what Nevaeh did right there was at my request. My request. So please, please, please do not undermine me.
Hey, you guys, somebody else, another friend of mine started streaming. I'm going to go check him out. Vern, good luck to you, man.
Right, man.
I'll jump into one of your streams, see how you're doing soon. DFK,
right on,
thanks for letting me on.
Appreciate it. You have a good one.
Hey, the vet, thanks for coming by.
Yep. Peace out.
I don't ask a lot of people in general. I just ask people to be respectful. Nevaeh, somehow your wrench got pulled. I promise you 100% up one side and down the other. I did not pull it. So I'm going to guess the manager on my channel is watching, lurking. I had asked originally for my two beagles to take that position through Discord, and she was having Discord.
my two beagles unhid her for you, actually, and all that, but the wrench was taken, so you gave her the wrench back. It's all good now, so I think we're all fixed.
Yeah, as long as that wrench stays in place. And while this conversation was going between you and the vet, just happened, I went through my community page and I saw how many people were blocked. And yes, I did unhide a lot of them. Not all of them, because from time to time, as much as I'm drinking, I sometimes remember why somebody was hidden and by who. Not all the time, but sometimes. So I unhid quite a few people. There were a few that I come across like, oh, wait, never mind. I remember who hid this one. But I would request that my mods, as opposed to just automatically hiding someone, call my attention out to them and let me make that call. That would be very, very much appreciated.
Yeah. Where's Spoon?
And I don't know. I guess he found something better to do.
Well, I
mean, but if
Mama,
yeah, if you've actually seen, I was going to say, if you've seen his woman, holy shit, I could easily understand why he found something better to do. But he ain't been to Florida yet. And I can't understand why, because if that was potentially my woman, I'd be there as quick as I possibly fucking could. My tailpipes would be on fire trying to fucking get there.
Really?
If you're not familiar with Bless Your Heart, holy shit, Vern, you should actually see. She is absolutely fucking gorgeous. She is very fucking beautiful. Oh my God, she is beautiful.
Yeah, she's just a really nice person. I've always liked her as far as
she's really sweet, but she's also very fucking beautiful.
Wow, that's awesome.
I in my opinion, she classifies as eye candy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So, but that's just my opinion. And my opinion don't mean shit to nobody, so it don't really matter. But it is what it is. She and I have talked on the phone a few times.
Yes, she's from like New York, isn't she, or something? Or
I don't know. Don't know.
Yeah, the Northeast or something, I think. But she lives in Florida now.
Yeah, I don't know. She and I have just talked on the phone a few times, and that's it.
Wow.
Nothing more than that. She has called me, or we have talked when she's having a rough time, and we have talked when I'm having a rough time, and that's the extent of it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
So,
actually, I gave her a wrench the other day on my channel. She stopped by and was chatting with me a little bit.
yeah, but the first time she opened up her cam to like a Sears, like holy fuck!
Really?
Oh yeah, holy shit! She is gorgeous. She is fucking gorgeous.
That's cool.
But it took a lot. It took a while of conversation time between her and I to get that point, and I'm glad it got there because I'd had no clue how fucking beautiful she is. I'd had no clue, but she is beautiful. And talking on the phone, yeah, she's beautiful inside. Would have had no idea what shell she came in, but oh my god, that shell is fucking amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of attractive women on here. Actually, they're all pretty attractive on here.
Yeah. Well, not all of them.
A lot of them.
There,
I mean, like,
there
not
are a few that I have seen that
are not
to look at, yeah. To look at, yeah. But then as soon as they start talking, ooh, not so much.
Yeah.
Because when they talk, that's when you find out what they're really about.
Yeah.
And the outside does not match the inside whatsoever. It's like,
yeah, I've been like pretty lucky. A lot of the women that I've come in contact with, and then they flash me at them, I'm like, holy shit, they're like really beautiful. like some of them use their pictures and all that, and you think, oh, are they using their real picture or not? But like most, like the ones that I've been in contact, I'm pleasantly surprised. Actually, I was like, wow.
Yeah, well, you and I have run in some similar circles for a little while, not like forever, but a little while. And when I say the outside does not match the inside, I'm sure you know the one person I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The one person I'm talking about. To where the inside does not match the outside.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to mention any names, so I'm not going to be defamatory or derogatory. But there's one person that comes to my mind when I say that.
Yeah. Is this like 1,000 questions or something, or what?
Oh no. You can get into private chat, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, no. Oh no, shit. I gotta figure all these buttons, man. There's like so many buttons here on this side. Holy shit. I want live chat.
I don't know if it's gonna show
private chat. I can put it in private chat, and I'm sure you will. Yeah, as soon as I put it in private chat, I'll just put 2 letters, and you'll know who I'm talking about. Where the fuck is? There it is. There it is. God, there's so many buttons all over the place on this side. That's why I like just being on somebody else's panel, because there's a whole lot less buttons to push. All right, so it's in private chat. That's who I'm referring to. Say that. And I know you know who that is.
Yeah, I do.
But yeah. And well, if I delve too deep into that,
I thought you got along pretty
just
well
like,
with her.
Huh?
I thought you got along pretty well with her, but then I haven't been around there too much.
Okay. Well, you know, I've been really gun shy on this, but you know what? At this point, fuck it. 100% straight up, fuck it. I'll put it out there. Yes. For those that could not make the connection, I was referring to BW, Betty Washam. That's who I was referring to when I told him that he would know who I was talking about just by that. Yes, BW and I got along for quite a while. not a huge amount of time, but a little while. And I had denied this every step of the way because I was worried about being trolled and being called a fucking fool, an idiot, this, that, the other thing. I paid for a year of her StreamYard because she said she was running out of hours. So I did that. I paid for a year of her StreamYard, and that was back in July.
Wow, that was nice of you. It was like $250 in it, or $200 or something.
Yeah,
or,
yeah, $240. But I paid for a year of her StreamYard, and I had denied that. I was questioning about it, asked about it several times, denied every step of the way. Truth comes out. I paid for a year of her StreamYard. She had a panel, or she had a few panels. I was on quite a few of them. We had a weekly thing on Sundays, talking about true tragedies, true crimes, looking into crimes of whatever nature. Normally, I was blindsided on those. I would have no heads up on what was going to be discussed, but I was still there. So I subjected myself to getting blindsided. I absolutely 100% did that. There was one night in particular where I was pretty well lit when I first got there, and I'd been drinking the entire time I was there. And apparently my drinking disrupted everything. And she called me after that stream and called me out on it. And I apologized to her. And the next day, or she had told me that night on the phone that she was going to have a panel to try and clarify everything with her peeps. And I tuned in while she was having that. And I was in chat. And I apologized for that. And she never acknowledged that I was in chat. I apologized for what happened the night before. I put in chat that, yeah, I guess I fucked everything up. And she bashed me on that panel. She bashed me. She denies that she bashed me, but she did. In my eyes, she bashed me. But on that phone call the night before that panel, I told her that I apologize, I will seek help, and I will try and get myself sober so this weekly thing can continue. The following day, she bashed me. So as soon as I told her that I was going to try and get sober to keep this going, she threw me under the bus. And as it turns out, I'm not saddened by it. It is what it is. People are going to be who they are. They're going to do what they're going to do. And whatever you say is basically irrelevant. But it just pissed me off that she claimed that my drinking was the issue. And I telling her that I will stop my drinking for that stream. And she still just threw me under the bus. That part pissed me off.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of intolerance. And there's a lot of people that troll and gaslight to, like, you know what I mean, to create like division amongst people and stuff when they see people tight and they don't like that person, they don't like you being generous to her, so they gaslight her about your drinking to the point where like it becomes bothersome to her. I've like observed a lot of like people doing this to people on here, and it's kind of bothersome in a way, but you can't take it too personal. Because there's just people that are just miserable people. They just want you to be miserable. You know what I mean? That's how they are. And you can't really let them get to you too much. You know what I mean? Like, or else you take it too seriously. And like, okay, it needs to be right. I mean,
hey, Vern, I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm just going back through chat a little bit right now because I got on like a little soliloquy. I got a little bit amped up when I was going through all that. Apparently, I was the one that blocked Nevaeh. And if I was the one that, in fact, did that, I do apologize because I swear to God, I would never do that, Nevaeh. And that's coming from my two beagles, and I trust my two beagles, so that was my bad, and I will take full credit for that or full blame for that. I have no issues with that. I will take my blame where it's due. But Nevaeh is also saying, Vern, please read messages. I'm not sure if that means here or DMs or whatever. But Nevaeh or Beagle is asking you to please read messages.
Yeah, it was over you're blocking her accidentally or something like that, and she unhit him and all that. I seen that. Yeah, okay. It was already done. So yeah, and like you're on a phone, right?
No, I'm on my computer right now.
Okay, because on phones you can easily like accidentally block people you don't mean to. Like with these stupid drop downs, and you can't see, and you're pulling the thing over, and it like has this like drop down, and all of a sudden, like you're like, what? It'll hide people.
And Nevaeh, I do apologize. You should know better than anybody that I would never intentionally block you because you've never done any wrong by me, ever. I'm not saying you couldn't. I'm not saying you won't. I'm just saying you have not as of yet. So my blocking you was totally accidental. Oh my God, I'm going back through now. It's like, holy shit, I did block her. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's all good now. She put her back.
No, yeah, it's all good now, but it should have never fucking happened is what I'm saying.
And she says that she doesn't hide people unless they dox or something like that, which is, she says
and
word.
That I appreciate. That I appreciate because
shit
that
happens. We get click happy, you know.
Well, no, that is one thing that I will not tolerate in my stream. People get angry at people from time to time. It just happens. It's going to happen. You can't stop that. And if they see somebody in chat that they're having a problem with an issue, it's going to be done. I trust my moderator. I trust my mods to handle it accordingly. However, I have seen a few mods time out based on personal feelings. And to some extent, I understand that. To some, I do. If they're disrespecting me, yeah, I might time them out, but not very likely because I am about 1A. I'll see it and disregard it. Simple. Problem solved. Some of them get a little too hooked up in their feels and they will time them out. Well, I can't untime somebody out. But I also have seen a couple of them block people. That I can undo. But everybody gets a little too into their feels from time to time. And I'll give grace for that. I absolutely will. I mean, I'm not a fucking tyrant. I basically get on here and do this shit to have fun, to humor myself, to pass time while I have the time. That's it.
Yeah, people take it a little too ridiculous. Like they take advantage of the wrench, and you have to be sometimes careful when you give wrenches. I mean, there's like every good intention, but if they sit and start, you either have to give everybody a wrench or like be very selective, or else you have people that just don't get along.
Like I told you earlier tonight when you and the vet were having your conversation, I was going through my block list, and I saw people on there that, oh my God, I've never seen them do anything wrong, and they were still blocked. Yeah. So it makes me start to wonder if I got like a rogue mod going back after the streams happen, because when they're live, if somebody gets blocked, I can see it. It comes right up.
I get blocked.
Shit, have I got anybody in here that doesn't have a wrench right now? Everybody I'm seeing has a ranch. I'm not seeing any random chat. Okay, so UFO bro, please understand, I'm going to pull your ranch just for a minute just to have a little test here. I'm going to pull your ranch briefly, and I will give it right back as soon as I conduct this little test. Okay, so UFO's ranch has been pulled. So since UFO is no longer a mod now, can one of my moderators please block him? Just to make sure that I know for a fact if somebody gets blocked, I can see it. Because I'm pretty sure I can. And if I can't, I need to know that.
Yeah, you should be able to see who does it. Like, I don't know if the moderators can, but like the owner can, manager can.
Do not time out, block, because I want to make sure that I'm aware of how all this shit works. I'm trying to do homework. So Nevaeh or my two beagles, please block UFO bro. And I'm not sure if I'm having like streaming issues or something, because I am not seeing that happen.
Okay, I just blocked him.
Yes, Nevaeh, seriously. I want to know how this shit works.
My friend, I can block him and unblock him. Okay, there you go.
Okay, UFO bro was hidden by Nevaeh.
Blocked him sorry, Nevaeh. Right when you said that, I clicked on it. It's stupid phone. Okay, I'll try again.
So he is now hidden, and I see who he was hidden by. Okay. All right, so I can unblock him. I actually think Nevaeh can unblock him also, or any other mod can unblock him. Yeah, but I do see him hidden, and I see who hid him. Yeah, I know there's a delay. It's fucking internet. It's government control. I don't want to get into that theory.
Yeah, I hit him.
Okay. UFO bro, you have had your wrench pulled. You have been hidden. You have been unhidden. Please put anything in chat, and you will get your wrench back.
What the hell? How did she get in?
Wow, I got mods fighting over trying to follow orders. I didn't know I had that much power. Holy shit, my head's gonna swell.
Got hit too again. Oh my god.
Okay, UFO bro, put anything in chat, and I'll give you your wrench back, because you're good people from everything I've seen. I've not seen any bad coming from you.
Yeah, he'll come up on panel too. He's not afraid. He used to come up on my panels all the time. And he pulls a cork.
Link is there if he wants to come up.
He pulls a cork too, so you guys will get along fine. It's funny.
Just saying, the link is there if he wants to. I'm not gonna force anything.
Bro. His name's David. Dave, shoot up. It'd be cool to have you up here. You'll become notarized.
I just need him to put something back in chat so I can give him his wrench back.
Yeah, he's unhidden. But I think Nevaeh's hidden.
No, Nevaeh's not hidden.
It says message hidden on my side.
I'm looking at UFO bro was hidden by Nevaeh, and then I see Nevaeh typing again. There's a delay, and then UFO bro was unhidden by you. And then can I unhide now? Well, he was already unhidden, so it's just a matter of him putting something back in chat so I can give him back his wrench. At this point, I have no reason to not give him a wrench. It's just a matter of waiting for him to put something in chat so I can give it back. God, this is a lot of fun, isn't it?
It's just I just hate these phones because it's like you can't like tell what you're like clicking on. So like right when she was like she hit the thing, I was hitting the UFO bro, but it like changed and it
There
went
he
to her
is.
and hit her.
All right, I see him now, and he gets his wrench back. And UFO bro, I hope you didn't take any offense to that. I just had to figure it
He's
out.
all good. He's Australian, dude. He's all good. Dude,
Well,
you gotta come up for a second.
he's
just so they can
upside
hear your
down.
voice and shit.
He is upside down. Holy shit. He's probably standing on his head because that's the only way you could stand down there, right? Since they're on the
Yeah.
other side of the equator.
Well, when they pee and they flush the toilet, it's supposed to circulate the other way.
Yeah, apparently south of the equator is supposed to rotate counterclockwise.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. Don't know if it's true, but that's what I've heard. Just because of the gravitational pull and shit like that. But I cannot confirm nor deny. Just saying.
Yeah, actually, the Earth spins the opposite way on the southern hemisphere than it does on the northern. Even though, see, if you look down at the Earth, like from the top to the bottom, you know, like the North Pole, like it spins counterclockwise, right?
Wow, I think he's actually pissed at me. Looking at what he put in chat, I think he's kind of pissed at me.
No, that's just him. He's good.
Well, I did. Hey, UFO bro, I did not mean to piss you off. Had I known you were going to get that kind of feels and shit, I would have pulled Nevaeh's wrench and had my two Beagles do the same thing that I asked them to do, or I would have pulled my two Beagles wrench and asked the same thing of them. I was just conducting an experiment. It was nothing personal. Trust me, if it was personal, I would definitely let you know. I am not a concealed person. I'm very open. I'm probably like one of the most open motherfuckers on the entire fucking planet of YouTube.
Come on, bro. Come up here for a minute.
I cannot state my opinion enough. He's
a smart dude. He's actually a smart dude, and he can have like conversations about anything. And like I said, he likes to party and pull a cork and shit. You guys get along fine.
Yeah, people that have been around me a while, they know. They know that I never come from a place of hate. I do my best to respect everybody, but the very second that I see disrespect, I'm going to call it out. And that was just an experiment for my own personal knowledge. There was no design for hurt involved in that. It was just so I would know. Okay, because I'm not sure. I know as a mod, there are certain options you get that average people don't get. I know in average person in chat, you click those three buttons on the right side of that little chat tab, and you got to hover your mouse over there to see them because they don't show up automatically. But you have three options, and one of those options is block. Actually, let me do that right now to make sure I do not misspeak. All right, so I'm going to go over here. Oh shit! Oh shit!
You actually have more as
yeah. Oh yeah, mine's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mine's got 7, but I'm pretty sure one of those says block, which means you yourself will not see them. And if you block somebody in chat without a wrench, you will not see them anywhere you go, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. I could be mistaken, and I'm not afraid to be wrong. but I will admit my wrongs when I'm aware of them. But if you block somebody, you will not see them anywhere. Don't know whether or not they'll be able to see you, but you will not be able to see them. So it was just an experiment, because as a moderator on a channel, you're not going to have the 7 options that I see as the channel owner. So I cannot speak on what a moderator sees. But I think there's a few options that I have as an owner that a moderator does not see. And I am pretty sure that there is an option to hide user or block user on a wrench.
Yeah, there is. There's that, and then there's also, I think, remove or report, something like that. Like, I think it's report.
All right, so
I think there's 3 options.
I have 7 options. I have 7 options as a channel owner. And let's see. What I am seeing is go to channel as number 1, replace pin message as number 2, report as number 3, remove as number 4, put user in timeout as number 5,
right,
hide user on this channel as number 6, and remove moderator. And I think I'm not sure who have even clicked on at that point. But I know remove moderator would not come up on a moderator's options. So it's a learning curve. So, I mean, that's what it is. And I never go out to hurt anybody's feels.
Yeah, no, UFO bro is cool, dude. Dave's cool. He was just giving you a hard time. He's just a hard ass. He's a freaking biker, you know.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but if his feels got hurt over that, he's not a biker. He's a pussy. Because bikers feels from what I'm have dealt with in my life back in my junior high school years, you don't get your feelers hurt. No, it don't happen. I'm just saying. And that's coming from an encounter with a small little biker gang or motorcycle club or biker community that, oh shit, I don't know how many people are aware of this. Like I say, it's a small motorcycle club, kind of known as like the Hells Angels. I did have a brief encounter with them, and you know they get a bad rap, this, that, the other thing. But my encounter, holy fuck, they were like the best people I ever met. Most respectful, friendliest. I can't say enough about them. And I'm not saying that under threat of duress or harm or anything like that. They were just like fucking wonderful people. Fucking amazing. Absolutely fucking amazing. But just like the loyalty and the brotherhood and like the family mentality, fuck, it's hard to find. Holy shit. It is so rare to find that level. And I honestly think a lot of people could learn a lot of good shit from motorcycle clubs. Okay. I really think a lot of people could. And the reason I say that is because motorcycle clubs, they have each other's back. At the drop of a hat. There don't need to be no long conversations as to why you have your brother's back. You just got it. And you're going to also know that they have yours. And I cannot tell you how much admiration I have for that theory. No way I could tell you. People are so quick to turn on somebody else for their own personal gain. People are so quick to fucking hurt anybody for whatever fucking reason. And yeah, that pisses me off. It really does.
Yeah, some people are like wanting to have fun with people and stuff on here, but it gets malicious at times, especially when it becomes like pointless and backless. You know what I mean? Like there's no truth in what they're saying or whatever. They're just making
no justification for it. They're doing it just to do it, just to piss somebody else off, just to aggravate somebody, just to get under somebody's skin. And that's not right. If you have a legitimate reason to have a problem with somebody, then yes, you are bona fide 100% correct to have that problem. But don't create shit just to have shit. To me, that's the part that gets fucking old. It really does.
Or triggering somebody like with something that you know you're antagonizing the person with, and you're just triggering them just to get a reaction, like from the rest, like for content or whatever too.
That's a troll. That's a troll.
Sometimes I see that like now a lot with how they do that with Rebel and Rev and a few other people, like other channels, you know. Yeah, like I watch a lot of channels, you know, and I see a lot of different crossover channels that are all connected, interconnected here and shit. And one could say that it was like that some people could be conspiring to do things, you know. Not that there's any like proof of it or whatever, but I'm just saying that there's like sometimes conceitedness between certain channels, and they gang up on people, they dogpile on them, there's no doubt about it, and create all this like crap that, oh, what are they saying like behind the scenes and all this. It's like it's all speculation and bullshit, you know what I mean? It's, oh my god.
Yeah, and I've seen a ton of that. I have seen, oh my god, I've only been on YouTube for coming up on 2 years. And I have seen so much of that. I don't want to get in or even to discuss the very first major thing that happened to cause me to get trolled, because I'm tired of dealing with it. But it happened, and it has or had been going on for about a year. Okay, so yeah. And it was a good deed, and God knows it did not go unpunished. It was brought up on a panel within the last couple of weeks, and it's like, oh my god, it's been a fucking year. Let it go. Let it fucking die. Why do you got to fucking live there? But it does get old. It really does get old.
I have been like trolled by so many different people. Like back in the day, I used to have a lot more things going on and shit hit the fan. But anyway, there was like this point where I would get like trolled by 35 or 40 different troll groups, you know. And like I knew I had like reached the big time, because like Ice Poseidon was trolling me at one time. And then it got even worse, because after Ice Poseidon, the next thing I know, I had midget homosexuals. Like I didn't even know that such a thing existed as a troll group, right? You know, they caught me off guard and they porn bombed me and shit. And they were definitely midgets. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a porn show or whatever. They were like doing it live and shit. It was gnarly, dude. It was fucking
Nevaeh, I'm kind of curious what that means right there. hands and arms on fire. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure how to take that. Are you okay, sweetheart? That's my question. So
I keep track of all this stuff. There's like Tonic's got Evil Abe on there.
what's that?
Tonic's got Evil Abe on his panel. Like that seems kind of weird to me.
Oh, I don't even know who that would be.
Like Tonic sells, Tonic and Fox, Tonic. He's been on Shelly's panel and shit. He used to.
Well, I know who Tonic is. I just
Well,
remember Evil Abe.
Yeah, Evil Abe is like from I think that Poon and Sam Hill know who Evil Abe is and stuff, but it's just weird how like all these people that I like subscribe to and I never see them on other people's panels just show up all of a sudden on these panels or whatever. It's like what the fuck? It's just like I was showing Zero one time. It's like that's why I call myself Vern. I changed my name. This is still the Truth Network one, but I made a new channel that's Vern Vision Network because it's just like the network, and it's like it's weird. It's just weird, man. But anyway, Evil Abe is like he's like very much like different than Tonic is. He's not as tolerant at all. He's pretty rash, right? Like you know what I mean? Like he's offensive. He could be more offensive than Poon even. You know what I mean? So
yeah, Tonic is a really good troll. He is a really, really good troll.
Yeah, but Evil Abe is a vicious dude. It's like he's cool. I like him and all that, but I mean, like to like Tonic's kind of. Like,
yeah, Tonic can go either way.
But
he really can.
Evil Abe is not gay. He's like anti-gay.
No. I'm not talking. I'm not talking sexual. He can go either way.
I know.
Which means
it's just funny
he can either make you love him or he can make you hate him at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
He can go either way. And a lot of it comes down to your perception on what he's saying. But it can go either way really quick. Nevaeh, if you would at least join the backstage, there's something I would like to give you.
A kiss? A Hershey's kiss.
I don't know if you've ever heard her speak.
Oh, I have. I know who she is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. That voice just melts me. But if she would like to come backstage, I would like to give her something. If she really wants to come up on panel, she's going to have to open and close her camera a couple times. And I will not bring her up on open camera unless she just sits there and lingers with an open camera.
Yeah, but she could like do like the old 50s radio, like with a classic golden age radio. Like she has that kind of voice that she could like be the perfect voice actor, that?
Yeah, or just get backstage and change your avatar if you want to actually come up. But if you would like to get backstage, I would like to give you something that you can probably only get from backstage, okay?
You're being lured, you're being suckered up here.
That sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? I just thought about what I said. I was like, what the fuck did I just tell her?
You're being suckered.
Oh my God.
Now she's trying. She's got to know. She's got to know now.
God, no. Where's she saying that? I see a hang on.
Does Rebel ever come up on your panel? Or has he?
Rebel has come up a few times. He's not blocked as far as I know, unless somebody did it behind my back. Rebel always has an open invite. 1A, me, myself, 1A. As far as I'm concerned, he is welcome. He has been here a couple of times. It's been quite a while, so I don't know if somebody blocked him behind my back or not. But I myself did not block him. That I do know.
So whatever happened to Glenn?
I really don't know, because he used to like stream every single day. And
Yeah.
I've not seen anything from him as of late. So
Like, did something happened to him or something? Or I mean,
I don't know. I'm really hoping myself that he is okay.
because he lives out in like the boondocks of like Louisiana.
Yeah, he's like in the boonies of Louisiana.
Yeah, I think he had like trouble getting. Maybe he lost his connection out there or something. You know, I mean, he had trouble a lot of times, and all it takes is a storm or something. And he's pretty rural. You know, it might take him a while to put a new power out there or something. But maybe something happened to him physically. He was like our age, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, shit happens to people our age.
somewhere around there. Nevaeh, I'm not saying you got to show yourself on panel. I'm not saying that. That's why I clarified and thought of something right at the end of that. Just get in the basement, and if you actually want to come on panel, just change your avatar. I know you got more than one, but I just want you backstage so I can give you something.
I'm not taking my clothes off. You know, I mean,
Oh,
seriously.
neither am I. Well, not until I go to bed. I would sleep on natural. I know it's going to repulse quite a few people because
I'll get in the tub. Though. I'll get in the tub.
But I just want her to come up, and I was actually going to do the same thing earlier for you, but there was somebody else on panel, so I could not do it. Only the people on panel can see what I put in private chat, and anybody that joins later, if they weren't there, if they weren't in the basement at the time, they would not be privy to it. If they come up later, they would not see it. You're only privy to the private chat from the time you join panel. Okay, so Nevaeh, you're not changing your avatar, so you don't want to be on panel. Okay, I appreciate that, and thank you so much. So I'm going to put something in private chat for Vern and Nevaeh. If I find the right tab, hold on, give me a second. There we go. Private chat. Oh, where the fuck is private chat? Holy crap! Where the hell is this? There it is, down at the bottom. All right. So Nevaeh, you and Vern will have this. Please, please, please do not share. This is why it's listed in private chat. FYI. Gotta give me a minute because there's quite a few keys, typing, trying shit like that, figure out where the fuck I'm at.
Evil Abe. Evil Abe's funny, man. Though that he has a way about him. He's different.
Right. Let me confirm it's correct. Make sure I got all my spelling correct because I don't want to look like a fucking idiot. Make sure my punctuation is correct. Because God knows if it does get shared coming off of me, I'm going to have the grammar police coming after me. So I got to make sure my punctuation is correct. All right. So give me a second, please. Okay, I think all my grammar is correct. It could be misspelled. I'm not sure. And actually, Nevaeh, you will see this message. And if you would do me the honor of coming up on panel, that would be greatly appreciated. But I'm going to send this message now. And if you would like to come on panel, please just like change your avatar. You can change it right back, and I will bring you up instantly. But you use that information that I just gave you as you see fit. And I'm not pressuring you. If you don't want to come up, I'm not going to force you. I have no control over anybody and their own personal decisions. So, but the information
you might have to re-enter that in, because if she's not in the chat or in the backstage or whatever, she won't see those messages. She has to actually be there.
She is in the private chat, or she's in the basement.
Okay, then she can see it then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I see.
Oh, and she will come up. Oh my God, I'm gonna get to hear the voice that melts my soul. Holy
She's
fuck.
gonna come up and mute. She said she's only muting only for a minute. Okay, minute. I thought it said mute.
No, I knew what she said. I can read through the grammatical errors. I can read through that.
No, it's like it's.
And that's
so,
why I went. That's why I went and said, "Oh my God, my heart's gonna melt in a minute."
I'm on an iPhone that's like the little cheap iPhone, the cheap one. So it's tiny, like the screen on it's tiny.
Okay, well, Nevaeh, I'm not gonna kick you from the basement. I'm gonna give you all the time you need. As soon as you're ready to come up, just change your avatar or something to where it draws my attention down there. But I am really working hard on paying attention to chat, because I have been accused of ignoring chat all the time. But with the panel that I have right now, I feel really comfortable like putting that to the side and doing more reading in chat, because I don't have a fear of being porn bombed at this time, which is not usually the case. It's a very rare experience for me to where I trust people I have on panel.
Well, I saw that.
And I do enjoy that.
I saw ASMR. He's over there on Tonic's panel right now, so you're safe from him anyway.
Well, ASMR is not welcome on my stream anymore. It's just that simple. It is absolutely 100% that simple. He is not welcome on my stream.
I think he's like related to Mr. Rogers or something.
I don't know who he's related to, if anybody. Because if I had similar bloodlines as him, I would denounce him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just out to hurt people. I had a 2-hour stream. He came up the last 5 minutes and porn bombed me. So I lost that 2-hour stream because of him. That is not helpful in any way.
Oh.
And I have heard that there are those that are out there on YouTube, and certain channels are streaming, and certain channels that stream get re-streamed by somebody else. And instead, people have issues with the person that is re-streaming. Okay, Nevaeh's ready to come up. Thank you, sweetheart. But people will have issues with the person that is re-streaming them. So instead of going after them directly, they will go after the person that they are re-streaming and porn bomb that person that is being re-streamed and consider it collateral damage.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but that is wrong on so many levels in and of itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got an issue with somebody on YouTube, fine. Have your issue. Go ahead, have at it. But don't hurt an innocent person in the process. Wandering Hippie's channel got shut down because he was being restreamed by Rebel. So instead of going after Rebel and messing with him, porn bombing him, they porn bombed Wandering Hippie because they knew that Rebel was restreaming them. Okay, so you're going after Rebel, but you hurt Wandering Hippie in the process.
I'm just gonna
And
say.
I'm sorry, but go ahead, speak, baby.
I was just gonna say hello really quick.
Oh, there it is.
I'm just using my PC because my headset is downstairs.
I don't care. That voice is still the same. Still melts my heart.
Yeah, so that was Helen Keller that porn bombed Wandering Hippie.
I don't know who did it, and
I do.
Yeah, I don't know. I cannot confirm anything on that because I was not there. I did not see it happen, but I did hear about it. And
unfortunately, unfortunately, he got up and walked away from his computer for a minute, and that's when they hit him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when they do it. But Helen Keller's disappeared now. I haven't seen him around for a long time.
Well, either that or just, has a different name.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You kind
God,
of
are you like putting an extra sexy spin on your voice tonight?
No.
Because it kind of seems like it.
No, I've actually been accused of not having a real voice. This isn't real. This is all in your imagination.
Well, I don't know about imagination, but definitely dreams.
So this is what a fake voice sounds like? I'm not sure. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, evidently it is. A Balance used to troll me about it all the time. He used to say, "This isn't a real voice." No, I would laugh and I would go, "Why isn't it real?" I just speak differently because I speak from my chest. I don't speak from my nose or my mouth. My voice comes from deeper, and that's why it sounds like this.
I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, it melts my heart.
Okay. She has a country twang, a little country twang. Probably that's what it does.
Well, so I've been around the world and I've picked up just a little bit from everywhere as far as my accent goes, but primarily it's a dictionary accent.
Well, I never said accent. I'm just saying the voice in and of itself.
Yeah, it's like you have a twang. It's not like an accent. It's like a twang in it. And like you live in a rural area now, kind of rural. I'm just saying, generally speaking.
Okay, well, I got to go potty. Please do not porn bomb me while I'm gone.
Okay, here I go.
I wouldn't know how to do that. No, actually, well, right now, and I don't have a lot of interaction with people in my area because I don't go out that much. I go out when I have to, but it's not like I'm going out like I did when I was younger.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I was out a lot, of course. I'm in my mid-60s now, so yeah, I just don't kind of socialize like I used to, and I live in this area, but I'm not from this area. So I'm at Fort Campbell, just below the Tennessee-Kentucky line.
Okay, yeah.
But I lived in Tennessee twice. I was born in the South, went to Germany, came back from Germany after 3.5 years. We moved to Georgia, then Texas, then South Carolina. My dad went to Vietnam. When he came back, we went to Illinois. Then he was deployed back to Vietnam. We went back to South Carolina. And when he came back, we went back to Illinois. That happened a few times. We were in Illinois for a while. I went to Wisconsin when I was a teenager. I was there during high school. Then I went back to Illinois and Chicago for 10 or 11 years. And then I moved to North Carolina for 20 some years.
Yeah.
And then I moved to New Zealand for 5 years. And then I came back from New Zealand, stayed in Tennessee, Texas. Let me see, where did I go after that?
Do you speak German fluently or like well?
Well, I did when I was younger because I learned German and English when I learned to speak. But when we came back to the States, there was no one to speak German to. So if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah, there's a lot of German people in Georgia.
And that applies to more than just languages. Because
Georgia,
I know that when I was in 7th grade, I took Spanish
Iowa.
as a course in junior high school, and I've not used it, so I've forgotten almost every bit of it. But
when I was living in Tennessee the last time, I call her my sister. She's from Iraq. She and I were teaching each other our languages. So I learned some Arabic while she was here. And then when she left, I'm like, I don't have anybody to speak Arabic to. I can still like not have a full conversation, but I still have words. But like I said, there's no one to speak Arabic with. So she's now back in Iraq, and actually she's in Kurdistan. And her daughter and I speak, she and I speak, and her daughter's kids and I speak. And I try to encourage when we exchange, when we have conversations, we'll still speak broken Arabic and broken English together. So
is
that's
she
the only time.
Or is she a Muslim? Is she Muslim or is she Kurd or?
Pardon?
Is she a Kurd or is she Muslim? Like Shiite or?
You mean her heritage?
Yeah, like because she lives in Kurdistan, so I imagine she's Kurdish.
Okay, so her background from her parents are from across the Black Sea. Then they were Muslims were made to leave that area at a certain time, and her grandfather or something, when they came over, they moved to Turkey first, I believe it was, and then to Iraq.
what? Oh shit!
We lost her.
I don't know how the fuck that happened.
That's all right. All you have to do is put your finger on the screen. But she grew up in Mosul, and when she got married, that's where she and her family were, and she had her kids there. And then both her parents died, and then her husband, who was a doctor, he was killed by insurgents because he was very outspoken about not mistreating people, right? So there were some terrorists in their area, and so she moved away from Mosul, and her house was almost completely destroyed. And when they got finished tearing up Mosul, well, she was over here when they started rebuilding. And then when she went back to Iraq, she went to Kurdistan where her daughter lives. And that's where they're living now.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Well, the world is It's in a sad state of being right now. And it's not just in the Middle East. It's
I heard you start that with the world, and then a long pause, like, yeah, I've been there trying to figure out how to describe it without worrying about repercussions and shit like that. And it's getting tough to have like free speech anymore. It really is.
well, it's not so much about free speech, it's about using the proper terms without being right or wrong, just descriptive.
Well, isn't that what free speech is really all about?
No, free speech is between you and your government, not you and your neighbor.
Um, I would
According to the Constitution, if you read it, it tells you very clearly that these amendments were written to keep your government in check, not your neighbor in check.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would actually kind of beg to differ just a little bit.
Insofar, yeah, but insofar as having a conversation with people or expressing yourself in any kind of way, what I try to look at is how would I want to be spoken to?
Right, but that's your feelings.
No, it's respect.
Yeah, it's like civility. It's like how you
Civility, yes.
You know, and we were allowed in this country, like even more so now. And it's like, social media is being driven in such a direction to be so offensive now that it's
and everybody's being bred to be hypersensitive to all kinds of shit that 10 years ago didn't mean a damn thing. And Nevaeh, sweetheart, I'm not trying to argue with you, but the First Amendment that I'm speaking of, the freedom of speech, or that particular part of it, free speech is not popular speech. But it is still
free speech. It is about redressing your government, isn't it not?
That is a part of the ability to redress your government. But the freedom of speech in the First Amendment did not include that. Free speech to redress your government. No. Don't get that wrong. First Amendment, the right to free speech, comma, freedom of religion, comma, freedom, something else, and then also freedom, comma, to redress your government. There is a comma after speech in the First Amendment. So you have freedom of speech and freedom of religion and freedom of press and freedom to redress your government. There we go. Took me a minute, but I got there. So because of that comma,
can I respond?
It is not stipulated to freedom of speech only when redressing your government.
Can I respond?
Absolutely.
Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances.
Okay. But you notice the commas. Those commas mean a lot.
Oh, I know. It is inclusive of a lot of things. Now, insofar as free speech, of course, everybody has a right to their opinion, and I respect everybody's right to that. I do. I might not agree with their opinion, but I respect their right to have it. Now, in regards to my exercising my free speech, I'm going to my moral compass first. That's where I'm going first. When I address my neighbor or my friend or my parents or my kids' teachers when they were in school, or any other human being for that matter, I'm first going to my moral compass and thinking to myself, how would I want to be approached in this situation? And that's how I try to convey myself to others. Now, I'm
And
not one of those people who has decided that I can just say anything to anyone and it should be okay, because my moral compass doesn't let me do that. Now, if somebody else wants to do that, they have the freedom to, but I choose not in most cases. And now there have been times when I've let it loose. Don't get me wrong. But for the most part, I choose not to be aggressive and not to be insulting, because as soon as you start calling somebody a name, you have already lost that debate.
Yeah, there are
Because
certain
you're reaching
there are certain instances where, depending on what happens at that moment in time, someone is automatically given the loser position, like in sales. When you tell somebody the price and they kind of hem-haw a little bit, and you say something, at a certain point, the first one to talk from that point loses. It's a proven theory. It is absolutely a proven theory. And I'm sorry if it doesn't make sense, if I did not explain it correctly. But it is a proven theory. I'm not going to hinder anyone's First Amendment right. Sometimes I do get hooked up in my feels a little bit, and I'll time somebody out in my chat. Other times, I disregard it and let it slide, pretend it never happened. But it's going to happen. And when I realize I'm wrong, I will do my damnedest to correct it. Absolutely, I will. I can admit my faults. I know I'm flawed. But I do believe in the First Amendment. Absolutely, I do. And my First Amendment is no more important than anybody else's. And I think that's where a lot of people sometimes lose credibility, because they think their First Amendment is more important than somebody else's.
Or they just circumvent your rights completely and don't even care, because they use corporations and other things, other means to violate your privacy by allowing the corporation to become the agent instead of the agent of the government. You know what I mean? And like the CIA does this all the time. They have all these shield companies that they use for earning money, and they do a lot of like really nefarious stuff, and people don't realize it, in order to, quote, keep us, free and all this other. It's a crock of crap. It's like a lot of the terrorists and everything else are all been outfitted and stuff by drug money that the CIA actually funnels into certain countries in order to destabilize their dictators or other people that are, quote, to democratize them. But that doesn't always work that way, like with the Contras, and shit, and Ollie North. You know what I mean?
So I don't want to get into a political discussion here, but the most important part of a conversation is not what you have to say. It's what you have to listen to.
Yeah. What you can possibly learn. And I agree with you, Nevaeh. I don't want to get into political discussion because it might have black SUVs showing up at my door again. I've already been down that road. Don't want to revisit that, because I think the next time won't be quite so pleasant.
So hearing what somebody has to say is the most important part of a conversation.
Yes.
And if you don't give another person a chance, if you don't afford them that chance to express themselves, then you're basically limiting their speech. Because if you talk over them, if you interrupt them, if you talk and don't give them and you don't leave an opening for them to respond, that means you're not willing to listen. So listening is the most important part of a conversation. And I see a lot of times on panels, I watch a lot of panels. I don't necessarily get involved, but I watch a lot of panels and I just have to shake my head because I don't know what any of them are saying because they're all speaking at one time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's impolite. It's technically
It's
impolite.
because everybody thinks they're more important than Sorry, Vern. It's because everybody thinks they're more important than everybody else. They're the only fucking person on the face of the planet that fucking matters. And you do learn way more from listening than you ever will from talking. If you're talking, you're not learning.
Well, they
Again,
say.
I'm sorry, Vern.
It's okay. No, it's like impoliteness, and like you talk about politics. It's funny how like politics is so intertwined with civility, yet it's so impolite how politicians act. You know what I mean? And they're supposed to be policy enforcers or whatever of the people, you know what I mean? Like in their respective government, but they totally don't do that anymore. They don't define like what a liberal means actually in Webster's, let's just say. They make a narrative out of a liberal, and then they convolute it, and then they confuse people, and then people call themselves liberals when they're far from being a liberal. And so like everything that we learn in our in our English language is so convoluted, and how we communicate anymore, because people don't really know definitions. They know meanings, but they don't know definitions. Like the meaning of our
I have a
words,
question. I have a
different.
question for you. Where does one learn to have a conversation?
I know, like from your parents, right? And your
Okay,
family.
so didn't we all used to sit around at the dinner table and speak with one another and
Yeah.
have conversations? And this is where the basis of your conversation comes from. You learn to listen, you hear what's being said, and then you have your input. Do you know that in our society right now, that is a lost art?
Yeah. And you also learned discipline at that dinner table just by having those conversations. You learned respect at that dinner table by having those conversations. Yeah, I got something I want to say, and I start speaking, and then my dad starts speaking. I shut up because I learned that discipline. I learned that respect. We don't have that anymore. Dinner tables are basically fucking ancient history at this moment in time.
But isn't it something we have to give to each other? We don't take that from each other. It's something that we give to each other. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why when you start saying that, I shut up because you have something to say. So I'm got the respect. I'm going to listen. Sometimes I get something in my brain and I speak shortly after you start speaking, and then I catch myself. Sometimes I don't. That has happened a few times, but it all amounts to respect. If everybody can respect everybody else, even when they have a difference of opinion, that's like the key, because there are so many people that have differences of opinion. But how can we all come together if we talk over each other?
That's so true. UFO, I took care of that. On those, you just remove the comment. You don't have to hide it, time it out.
What did I miss?
I already took care of it. You just remove it.
Somebody enlighten me what I missed.
In the chat.
The SH whatever.
Yeah, I already took care of it.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. So, Just,
Yeah, I was
just so everybody in the room knows, yourself and whoever's left in your chat listening or whatever, those comments can just be removed. They are just using them one time. Don't load up your block list with that stuff.
okay.
Yeah, just remove the
Well,
comment.
no, I've seen some in there that have like there are a couple in my actual block list. One of them comes up like SH, an O with an I running right down the middle of it, and those are the ones like promoting porn sites and shit like that. No, I don't want
Yeah,
them.
that's a Russian symbol though. O with an I through it, or it's
Yeah.
either Russian or Turkish.
Yeah,
But it's just a bot.
Greek, yeah.
So,
okay. Well, I wasn't aware. I just saw it and it's like, no, I don't want this shit in my chat. So.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
generated. They generate the channel, and they can generate thousands of them, like just randomly. Like it sucks, but I wish YouTube would do something about it. But I believe they mirror your site. Is what they do is they actually mirror you onto a Russian site or something like that, where they can get revenue. You know, like
Well, if they're a Russian site trying to mirror me, get me a Russian bride.
I
good with that.
don't.
I've heard stories about Russian brides. Holy shit, that could be good.
I don't think that's what's going on. They're just bots that are sent out to all channels that are live streaming. And the bots just drop a comment and they're done. And they move on to another live stream. So I don't think there's any mirrors going on.
Well, the reason why I say that is I found, and like if I search my channel, like I have in the past, like there's a bunch of these like mirror sites that are YouTube mirror sites that like are in Russian or in like another language. There's like 5 different main like Russian languages that they have, you know, for the regional areas. They don't all speak the same Russian. They speak variations of it. But they, for some reason, they have these sites that look like YouTube, but it's all in Russian or whatever. And like all my stuff is like connected. They use a link and they link it to their site. So it's not, they're using the YouTube resources, but they're like trying to do it through like some sort of ad scam or something like in Russian, I think, or something. It's like, it's obscure because I don't know Russian very well. So
they're not real people. They're bots.
No, it's not. They're totally automated. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to drop, by the way. I'm pretty much voiced out.
Yeah, I would drop, but I'd spend like 3 days picking myself back up.
Well, I'm not going to drop that far. I'm just going to drop out of your panel.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming up. And this is just my opinion. My opinion and my opinion alone. I'm sure there'd probably be some people that would agree with my opinion. But I really think you could make a shit ton of money on YouTube by telling bedtime stories. Because you have a very lulling voice. And just like reading like the basic bedtime stories, I think you could make a shit ton of money. I really do. And I really think that primarily because of like 2 nights ago when my daughter called me and said she had to take one of my 3 granddaughters to the ER. I was over with my 3 grandsons and my 2 other granddaughters, and one of my grandsons came up and says, I forgot how to fall asleep. And I'm thinking at that point, how do you respond to this? There is no way that you need to remember how to fall asleep. It's just a matter of being lulled to sleep.
All right. So parents used to read to their children, did they not?
Yes, they did.
Well,
and that's why I'm telling you. That's why I'm telling you this right now, because your voice, just your speaking voice, is very lulling.
I read to my
Very
children.
soothing. It is very soothing,
I'm gonna drop.
and it could come like the biggest dick on the planet in a fit of rage. If that biggest dick on the planet in the midst of a fit of rage could stop for 10 seconds and listen to your voice, all that rage would go away.
Okay, so I was reading.
You have a very
Yeah,
soothing
can you
voice,
hear me?
sweetheart.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I was reading to my kids when they were in the womb and when they were babies and as they were growing up until they would look at me and say, I don't need you to read to me anymore. But I have picked a book. I picked a book and I am going to start recording some readings. The book that I picked to do first is Khalil Gibran, the Prophet. So I'll be reading some chapters out of it.
I'm not familiar with that book at all.
It's online. It's required reading for every Israeli in high school. And it is in English.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that book, so I can't speak on that book.
That's okay. But when I do a reading, I'll send you a link.
Awesome. I would, even if you direct those towards children, I will still come there. And I will come there after my days of work. And I will absolutely listen. And whether you direct them at children or not, that's not my call. But I will still come there just for that comfort because your voice is so fucking soothing.
I think I will be doing recordings and uploading them.
That's fine.
I haven't thought about doing live readings.
I would be totally okay with just recordings. And I think every parent on the face of the planet would be okay with that also. And if you actually start doing that, I will promote that channel as much as I possibly can, and I will try and convince other people to promote that as much as I possibly can. But yeah, your voice is very soothing.
You know, it should be required reading is Mother Goose, for like the common sense in it,
Yeah, so I'm going to drop from your panel. Thank you for having me up. Vern, it was nice speaking with you as well.
Yeah, you too. You take care.
Don't thank me for having you up. I thank you for actually coming up. It was great interacting with you.
You too. This has been rare because, I don't go on panels much.
Yeah, I know. So I feel very, very honored.
You gentlemen have a good morning.
Gentlemen, now you're calling names as you go out? Holy shit.
Yes, it's been quite a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Okay. Nevaeh, thank you so much for coming up on my panel. Thank you for spending some time with the fat kid. I always appreciate any time I can get with you. Always appreciated. I love you, and I hope you have a very, very, very great night.
I think I'm putting Vern to sleep. He's yawning.
No.
He's been trying to go to sleep since he came up here.
Well, he may have been, but if you're quiet and I talk, I'll give him 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to...
Oh, wait, Nevaeh.
What?
You saying that, let's give him like 7 minutes.
No,
and let's test that theory. We'll give him an extra 2 minutes because he's going to be obstinate.
No,
I'm sure he'll be obstinate. He'll try and fight it.
Okay. For instance, if I were to pick up a book right now and start reading, Vern would be asleep in 5 minutes.
That's why I say let's give it. That's why I say let's give it 7 minutes.
My
Okay.
kids would be like,
Because I think
so
I really think if he's anything like me, he'd be opposite and he'd try and fight it, and he could fight it easily for 5 minutes. But I don't know if he could actually go 7. I don't think he's got that much stamina.
yeah, I'd start like reading my kids about astrophysics or something like that. They'd be gone in 2 minutes. It was so funny. They're like, Dad, will you tell us a story or read us something? And I'm like, yeah, how about astrophysics? They're like, what's that? It's about space and all that. And start talking about these stars and all that. They're just all.
So to answer UFO in the chat, UFO bro, I appreciate that compliment. It's much appreciated. And this is why a lot of people don't like me. Just letting you know. All right, I'll talk to you gentlemen later.
Okay, we'll see you.
I'm still not sure why you're calling me names, but that's okay. I'm not going to hold your feet to the fire.
Yeah, at least she's not calling you sir. You know, like when you have a kid that calls you sir, you know, it makes you feel old, sir. I'm not a sir.
There's only like three names I really take offense to, and that's sir, gentleman, and late for dinner.
Yeah, well, I'm not like part of the royal family, so don't be calling me sir.
Yeah, I try not to take too much offense to any of those three, but those are the ones that like get me. Actually, no. Well, I don't know if I want to say this because I don't know who is watching without talking and is going to pick up on this and get trolled for like a million fucking years. Let's see. I've got 9 watching now. I've got 1 on panel, and I see quite a few in chat. So
yeah,
the one name, if anybody really just has a soul desire to piss me off, you can do it with 3 simple words. And those 3 words in quick concession or succession, sorry, not concession, succession, the fat kid. That's it. That's all it takes. I was in a bar one night and I said, somebody asked me, says, well, who are you? I says, I'm the fat kid. Oh no, not the fat kid. No, I said, I myself said, the fat kid. It says, oh, the fat boy. I flew off. I absolutely flew off, and how I did not wind up in jail that night, I really don't know, because I flew off. I absolutely 100% flew off. The fat boy. Fuck you. My blood instantly boiled. I saw nothing but red. And while I was beating the fuck out of that son of a bitch that said that, I saw nothing. And I mean absolutely nothing. I was blacked out to everything going on around me. I flew off. Oh, I absolutely 100% flew off. I flipped out. I lost my shit. I was blacked out at that point because, yeah, that's like my trigger. And
so what happened?
I stopped and think about it. Well, what is the real difference between the fat kid, which is how I refer to myself as, and fat boy? And to this day, I still cannot come to a conclusion. I cannot figure it out. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever to my brain. But somehow when it happens, it just fucking happens. And I would like to figure that out. maybe I need to see a psychiatrist to understand it, because I sure as fuck don't. But I'm not paid $125 an hour to find it out, and I don't make $125 an hour to be able to find it out. So why is it such a secret? I just don't fucking know.
The fat boy. So you're thinking that, like, because boy can be used as a derogatory term towards a guy who's a man, and kid is like something that can be connotated to an adult because you have like Kid Rock and all that shit. You know what I mean? There's no, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what triggered you.
I honestly do not know. Seriously, I do not know. And I wish I could figure that out, because, yeah, I do have anger issues. I know I have anger issues. And I don't know if there's any way to get like medical exemptions for anger issues in any sense of the word, as far as like whatever goes on.
It depends on what they diagnose you with, and if you have like anxiety or things like that, those are all clinical where you can go on disability for them, including actually obesity. It depends on how obese you are, but as far as
I'm not looking to get disability or government handouts, shit like that. I just want to be able to live my life the best way I know how, and the best way I know how is having a job, which I have, going to work every day for my job, which I do, earning my own income, which I definitely do, but not get pissed off on the side. And I know that there is
you have medical insurance,
an angry man's exemption or some shit like that.
Okay, but you have medical insurance, right?
Yes.
Well, then, and you see a doctor, a regular doctor, like you have a physician.
No. Nope.
Okay, you need to get a regular doctor, physician, and then you need to tell him, like a general practitioner, like go have it could be like you have a chemical imbalance. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You just need to go have tests done to make sure all your lipid levels and all that shit, because you're in your mid-50s. You know what I mean? Shit can happen. And it's just one of those things. You just got to go in there and have these tests, and they rule out shit, make sure you don't have a thyroid condition. Thyroids can cause you all kinds of issues, because I've had a thyroid problem on and off, and it can affect your temper, and you can get angry for no reason. A lot of crazy shit can go on with the thyroid, because it's a master gland, and it works all your other glands, which work dopamine, work all these levels, your metabolism. If you put weight on, like in the last 7 or 8 years, if you feel cold all the time, you have circulation issues, all kinds of shit. You can fuck up your heartbeat. You can fuck with a lot of stuff. So, like, that's why I'm going to get a physical, because I need to have like all this stuff checked out, because I got all these problems with my lymph nodes. And like lymph nodes are like the things that tell you when you have an infection, or you have cancer or leukemia or some other disease. You know, they get affected by it. So like if you have like mood swings that you can't control, it could be sugar levels in your body too. You know what I mean? Like, some people don't know if they're hypoglycemic, if they're alcoholics or diabetic. They can go either way. Like, my mom was hypoglycemic for years. She never was diabetic, and she drank so much is ridiculous. Like, how she didn't die from drinking is a miracle. Like, let alone how long she lived after, actually how she treated her body. I mean, it was pretty unreal. So it just depends on the physiology of the person too. You know what I mean? Everybody ages at a different rate, kind of. But 50s are kind of like the time when you should go in and be checked out and just have a general physics, you know, where they do.
No, I don't want a colonoscopy, man. I'm sorry.
You don't have to do
that. Terrifies me.
Yeah, they don't necessarily have to do that unless they find like cancer. Like, they have blood tests, and if they find cancer in your colon, which they can find test for, then they'll want to do that, because they may have to go up there and actually dissect it, like take it out, or else you can die from it. Like a pre-cancerous polyp or something like that. But usually Like, I know it's like I was scheduled to have one, and then COVID hit, and I was like, thank God for COVID. But then again, like if I could be fucked up from it. You know what I mean? My mom's had like polyps removed too, but it wasn't until she was in her 70s. And my dad had it done, and he never had. We don't really have too much of a cancer in our family. My sister's had like ovarian cancer though, so but who knows how you get this stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and see, now that you mentioned this, and I appreciate you for this. I did sign up for a family doctor back in, oh shit, I can't remember how long ago it was. It was within the last 10 years. I don't want to try and think too hard because it's going to explode my brain. But I had just recently gotten married my second time, and she had children when she came in, and I accepted them. And I was at the time I was looking at all this shit, and it's like, we need a family doctor. So we went to a medical center that was in our local area and got signed up for family care, whatever, to where all the records would be at one place.
Right.
As opposed to scattered everywhere across the fucking country. They get all the medical records that have ever been placed. And I signed up, and from the time that I got us all signed up, none of us had ever gone there. But prior to that, the wife had been in fucking ER shit like 4 or 5 times. The daughter had been in the ER like 2 or 3 times. Thankfully, the son was like a fucking horse and healthy and all of that shit. So I'm not sure if that is still in place or not. They don't have monthly billings that come out just for being signed up, so I don't know. But that's definitely something I'm going to have, because of what you just said now, I'm going to have to check into that and see if I still have, because that was like my primary care was that clinic. So I don't know if that's still considered a primary or not, since I have not been there in shit like 7 years.
Yeah, you have to re-sign up. It's about like a year and a half if you don't go see him. They put your records away, and then by about 2 years, you have to apply to them and everything like that. So
yeah, I just don't really care for doctors, and I damn sure don't like hospitals.
Yeah, you just go see a primary care physician and just tell them that you need a physical. They just weigh you. They do your blood pressure. They give you an EKG type shit, your age or whatever, and then they want you to go do blood work and like urine sample. That's it.
Yeah, well, I ain't gonna do no fucking colonoscopy, man.
Well, you just tell them.
I just won't.
They, like I said, they can screen you through blood tests for colon cancer. So, and if you got it, there's other ways you can swallow this barium shit and all this stuff, and they can X-ray you looking for it too. They don't have to actually go up with the scope.
Yeah, but you ain't nobody gonna shove nothing up my ass. Period. That's where I draw the line. That line is fucking set in stone.
Yeah,
you gotta do a colonoscopy. No, you ain't gonna do a colonoscopy because hell no.
Like when they get up there,
we don't know what your medical stuff is unless we do that. I don't care. Then you will never know, and I will never know, and what I don't know won't kill me. And if it does, I don't care.
I just got a problem with when they're looking at your tonsils that way. It's like, isn't there an easier way? Can't you go the other way with the tonsils? Right? I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, I caught it.
Tonsils taken
out. You ain't gonna shove in that damn deep. Guaranteed, you ain't shoving in that deep. Because you could get there so much easier the other way, from the other end. I got it. I caught it. And thank you for that.
Now, would you have a female doctor do a proctology exam on you?
No. And I don't care if she was like stone cold fucking hot and naked. No, you ain't doing a proctology on me. Fuck no. I don't care.
That's funny. Frank Zappa said the same thing, and he died from colon, or he died from prostate cancer. He wouldn't let him ever check him, and all that. Frank Zappa, remember him?
Oh yeah, I remember Frank Zappa. I was around those days when he was still on the radio.
Yeah, he was fucking awesome, huh?
Fuck yeah, he was.
He's a rare dude, man. He was so fucking talented too that he was just like so misunderstood. You know what I mean? He was more than a musician. He was sort of like he created a whole like fad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because back in those days, they were very influential, and actually now to this day, the known artists, the popular artists, they are influential. But somebody could look at Frank Zappa videos and no, not going to start no new trend, even though it's been like 30 years since he was around, and could easily be construed as a new trend if somebody started following. It won't happen.
Yeah, he was like way ahead of his time too. There's no doubt about it. Like he would have
flourished. Oh shit! So many of them were. Holy fuck! So many of them were way ahead of their time. Jimi Hendrix. Holy shit! He has got. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, this is just my opinion, but Jimi Hendrix would have to be classified as like the most talented artist on the face of the planet. To his era, while he was here and beyond, he was so fucking talented. And I know that's open for debate to try and make that claim, but I will state that claim that he was the most talented artist ever.
Michael Shankner and Randy Rhoads, they were all like in a class of their own. Michael Shankner is like fucking pretty incredible guitarist.
Yeah, well, I'm not familiar with him, so he could not have been that impressive.
Yeah, he's like really big amongst like people who play guitar and stuff, and like Johnny Winter. Johnny Winter used to give lessons to Hendrix, believe it or not. And Hendrix used to play bass with Johnny Winter. Johnny Winter was like an awesome guitarist too, blues guitarist. Yeah. Edgar Winter's brother. They were like both.
Edgar Winter, I've heard of.
Yeah, his brother Johnny Winter played all the guitar on Edgar Winter Group.
Yeah, it's all about name dropping to like bring relevance to somebody.
And Randy died so young.
But Jimi Hendrix stood out all by himself. You don't got to drop a name to get somebody to Jimi Hendrix. Either you know him or you don't. Period. That's it. End story. Jimi Hendrix? Oh, never heard of him. Well, then you will never. Then you will never fucking know him.
I've seen Jimmy.
There is no name. There will never be a single name you could drop to get somebody to Jimi Hendrix. Either he's known or he's not.
Yeah,
and there are so few that have that stipulation to where that would hold true.
Jimmy Page played session guitars on over 800 other tracks other than
Leslie. I've heard of Jimmy Page.
And Jimmy Page on like Aerosmith, like he did all of Aerosmith's fucking like difficult lick shit on their recordings, as well as like all these other bands that you'd blow your mind, like who he played with, or he did session work where he'd go in there and they like to do the perfect lick the way they wanted to sound, like their own guitarist could do it. They have Jimmy Page come in and do it. And like it's amazing, like all the bands and everything that he.
Yeah, there's like thousands of guitar players out there. There are out of those thousands of guitar players, there's probably like maybe I'll go the high end. there are maybe like 300 gifted guitar players. And then you get down to the elite of like Hendrix and Eddie Van Halen. They are the special elite.
Yeah, they're innovators. They innovated like a sound and technique and everything that, like Jimi Hendrix was not left-handed, he was right-handed. He just played his guitar upside down and backwards, and people don't know that. But I seen like him playing Les Paul's right-handed. So like I've seen bootleg videos or movies, you know what I mean? Back in the day, they shot movies, and I've seen him play bass too, believe it or not. Like he played more than just guitar or backwards, upside down guitar, but it was backwards. He took a regular like Stratocaster and turned it upside down and played it backwards. It just felt better that way for him. But he wrote, if you see any videos with him, he's writing with his right hand. Okay, so
and, you know, the music that he did, the sound clips he's got recorded.
yeah.
You want to say it was upside down and backwards? I guess that makes him better than like shit 20.
It just makes him
unique. Population, because he did it
Unique.
upside down and backwards. So if you think that his playing it upside down and backwards benefited him,
Must have.
that people playing it upside right and right foot down, whatever the fucking contradiction would be to the upside down and backwards. If you think they could have done it better, well then why didn't any of them do it?
Yeah, see, like I got a whole like video collection on Jimi Hendrix and like from his family and everybody that knew him, and they interviewed him and asked him all about it. And so this is how I know all this shit. But like he just felt more comfortable playing the guitar that way. Like he went.
Do what makes you feel good. Fuck everybody else.
He could play it either way. They said he could play it either way perfectly. Like, but he just preferred to play it upside down and backwards. He just liked having the low E string down lower and stuff for him to play or tweak it more with. But then he also would string guitars with bass with really thick strings, like bass strings, light bass strings or whatever. So he could really like bend the strings and shit like that. And he had like really exceptionally long fingers, long hands, you know what I mean? So that gave him a lot of that was weird. That gave him a lot of like added, you know, leverage or dexterity for getting the incantation of the string, you know what I mean, which is like the vibration.
Yeah, and anybody could argue that what he did was wrong. Anybody could argue that. I could even argue that. But on the flip side of that, what actually got produced, no, you cannot argue that because it was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, he was a pretty amazing dude. Sure. He's also in the airborne, the 101st Airborne of the military, you know that?
That part I did not know.
And broke his leg and got discharged from the military. Never went to Vietnam because of his CO. I heard on this other video that the CO saw how talented he was and said, "There's no way you're going to go get yourself shot." Because 101st Airborne was an elite paratrooping, and they were frontline troops, right? That's what his dad was. His dad was a sergeant in the military. And so he was going to be career military. That's what he was raised to be. And the CEO of the base he was at up in Washington saw him playing guitar and said, "No, you're leaving the military." And they faked his broken leg. Said he jumped out of an airplane, broke his leg and all that. But they just took him to the hospital and put a fake cast on him and sent him home. Is that funny?
Wow. All right. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and shut this down. I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody for stopping by to visit the Fat Kid. Vern, special shout out to you for coming up on panel and staying here for the entire fucking duration of this. That's fucking awesome to me. And I say that because I know when you're running a panel, it is really, really hard to be up there by yourself. And I saw you doing that earlier. That's why I offered this to you. I wish nothing but the best for you, bro. I really hope you get your situation figured out. And I want you to know it's okay to have struggles. It's okay to be in a bind. And it's not offensive in any sense of the word to reach out needing help. Because I will never give a hand out. Ever. I will never give a hand out. But I damn sure will give a hand up. All right? I want everybody to be good. I don't wish harm on anybody. Not even my worst enemy, which I don't know how I would classify a worst enemy because I want good for everybody. As far as YouTube goes, I think everybody would deem BW my worst enemy from everything I've said, everything that's happened, everything that everybody has seen, that she would be dubbed my worst enemy. I still wish no harm upon her. I want her to be successful. I wish nothing but good on everybody.
Who's your worst enemy?
I don't know who my worst enemy would be. I could not say. But you're fucking with me. You're fucking with me. Screw that. I thought we were better than that. All right, never mind. But I want everybody to have a great night. Vern, definitely keep in touch.
Definitely.
Because you're at like a breaking point right now.
Yeah.
With your personal situation, and I want to know that you are okay. You have personal contact information that most people are not privy to. Make 1% sure that you use that when needed. Okay.
Yeah.
But everybody else, thanks for stopping by. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Vern, thanks for coming on panel. The Vet, thanks for coming on panel. Nevaeh, oh, sweetheart, my heart turned into butter when you got up. But thank you all. I hope you all have a great night. Love and appreciate each and every one of you. And this is over.
All right, man.